All right, what's going on, everybody? Bro, been sleeping all day? Well, kind of. I couldn't sleep last night because of the stupid diet I'm on, and I ended up being like sick all day, and I'd get up and then feel nauseous, and then I'd have to go lie back down, and got a little bit of sleep in the afternoon. That's why I'm streaming so late. I couldn't start training until later in the evening, and then now I'm streaming. Oh man, feels good to be done working out. I am very relaxed at the moment. God damn, do I feel relaxed.
Which was Nasser. So being Arab, I've always been a fan of Nasser and Rami and so on. First thing is, was Nasser fully Arab, by the way, or was he half Yugoslavian?
He was actually Egyptian.
Yeah, he's Egyptian, right?
Egyptian, yeah.
100%, right?
100% Egyptian, yeah.
I thought so. You know, the weird thing is that Milos told us.
What do you think is the best way to approach the growth of Islam in the West? Well, that's the funny thing, dude. It's a self-correcting problem. So...
React to this.
Why? Alright, I will do that for you, Dodo. Thanks for the donation. So yeah, the spread of Islam in the West is a self-correcting problem. If you have enough Muslims immigrate, everyone's going to get fed up with them. Everybody in the government is going to stop liking them because they start planning terrorist plots and they start stabbing people, blowing up buildings and shit. And then nobody wants anything to do with them, and then immigration is just going to be under control again. So, yeah, they come from countries that are complete fucking shitholes. A lot of these people are shithole people, especially the Muslim radicals, and even some of the more moderate Muslims. Like, they're just toxic fucking dickheads who hate gay people, hate trans people, hate women, and everyone just ends up getting fed up, and then they either get deported, get imprisoned, and they just cap immigration, and then they don't let any more in the country. I don't think it's anything anybody really has to worry about, like the spread of Islam. Islam has absolutely nothing to offer anybody. Nothing whatsoever. This idea of eternal peace and prosperity in heaven, there's plenty of other religions that promise that. Nobody wants violence. Nobody wants hatred against minorities. Nobody wants women to be treated as second-class citizens. So Islam has nothing to offer anybody. You don't see many Muslim converts, and when they do convert, they just get out of the whole stupid Muslim thing either a few weeks or a few months later because they realize like they're all just toxic, insane retards. So Islam is not going to be spreading in the West.
It was Donald Trump over the last 36 hours on his social media, reposting slogans from QAnon and reposting misogynistic, sexist content about Vice President Harris.
The fuck?
Well, look, I don't think your viewers at home are concerned about social media posts. I think they are concerned with the news of the day. And the news of the day is that a Venezuelan illegal immigrant crime gang has taken over a hotel in rural Colorado because of Kamala Harris and Joe Biden's open border policies. The news of the day is that, again, gasoline prices are 50% higher today than they were under Donald Trump.
That was Caroline Leavitt, and her deflection and unwillingness to answer a simple question is something I'm not in favor of. I don't want to take it, I want to leave it. But let's talk about what sparked the question in the first place. Look, since Kamala Harris announced that she was running for the Oval Office, Donald Trump and his supporters have made some pretty terrible misogynistic remarks about her, okay? And recently, Trump decided to post something or repost something on Truth Social that he later deleted, probably because of the backlash that he was getting.
Would you care to respond to Auntie calling carnivore video at the NDS? Hypothetical of you. I guess I can take a look at it.
So it had to do with sexist remarks alleging that Harris got her start in politics by dating a longtime California politician, Willie Brown. And Trump echoed these allegations by sharing on Truth Social a screenshot of a tweet from X showing Harris and Clinton standing together in a picture with the caption, "Funny how blowjobs impacted both their careers differently." And if you're wondering what that looked like, this was the now deleted post on Truth Social, okay? So, of course, his spokesperson's asked about it, and she's having some difficulty answering that question because it's a difficult question to answer. I mean, what he's putting out there is not popular with the voters that he needs to attract the most, independent voters.
Hey, don't scroll away. Come back. Because before the video continues, we just want to urge you to lend your...
Can react to the CEO of a platform which starts with T getting... **, I can't write more. I don't know what the fuck that means.
Support to TYT. You power our honest reporting. You do it at tyt.com/team, and we love you for it. Yeah, he can't help himself. So what kind of lunatic reposts that when they're in the middle of a presidential campaign? And by the way, you're the one who killed Roe, and Roe was 70% popular. So now, just to insult women more, you make jokes about how the only way they can get ahead in the world is if they sleep their way to the top. I'm not sure I know anything that would anger women more other than taking away their reproductive rights, which you also did, right? So it's the world's dumbest strategy, but he can't help.
What accumulation to deload paradigm do you use for RIR? I'm not sure exactly what you mean by that question, but you start a mesocycle off by training within roughly 3 reps shy of failure. And from there, you don't really use auto-regulation. So each week you either add weight or add reps until you can't accumulate any further and you start failing, and then you just do a deload.
Help himself, because that's who he is. He thinks women are for sex. They're not for anything else. And so he's like, oh yeah, blowjobs. And he's also a child. He never got more emotionally mature than when he was in 5th grade. He just never matured past that. So he's like, oral sex.
Well, Donald Trump is not doing the best things for his campaign. He's sort of retarded.
So I finally got to play the full version of Star Wars Outlaws over the weekend, and my god, where do I even begin? Well, you've seen the title, so let's just dive into it. Star Wars Outlaws is the worst game I've played so far in 2024, and maybe the worst stealth game I have ever played. The stealth mechanic...
Jesus. Yeah, IGN gave this a 7 out of 10, so that doesn't bode well for it. It's probably more like a 5 or 6 out of 10 game.
Mechanics and mission design are terrible, the open world content and story are extremely lackluster, the characters range from bland at best to completely unlikable at worst, you're basically locked to one weapon for your whole playthrough, and the progression system is totally underwhelming. The game runs mostly fine, but there are some performance issues such as pop-in, flickering, and a few hard crashes to desktop. On top of this, the game is much shorter than I expected, with the main story clocking in around 15 hours. I played through the entire main story and most of the substantial narrative-driven side quests, and I finished all that in 22 hours. Outlaws is definitely not worth the $70 price tag, or $130 if you're going for the Ultimate Cuck Edition. In this video, I'm going to break down everything that's wrong with Star Wars Outlaws. Most of this review will be spoiler-free, but there are some spoilers in the story section if you care about that. So without further ado, let's buckle up, grab some iced coffee, and dive into my review of Star Wars Outlaws. One of the
I can't believe that Trump has the nerve to accuse both Hillary Clinton and Kamala Harris as being gay for one anther without any evidence. What a scumbag.
He just posts things to social media that he thinks is funny and, you know, out of spite without thinking about how it actually affects his campaign. So that's good for us, you know. Thanks for the donation though, Dodo.
Hi VG. I really and truthfully hope that you are feeling great tonight. So, today, I received my new voter registration card since of moving from one county to another and are prepared for the election. Check this.
Let me take a look. That's basically how it's going. Thanks for the donation though, Ben. How much is your PC? Is it good for AAA games? And do you have any tips? I think I spent about $3,500 to $4,000 on my PC. I've got a RTX 4090 graphics card. I think I got that on sale. It was like $1,500, like with tax. The processor's Intel 13900K. Got that when it was fairly new. I think that was around $800 or $900, something like that. And I've got 32 gigs of RAM, and I have a bunch of NVMe hard drives in it. And what do you mean, any tips? If you're looking for a pre-built system, I'd say don't get a pre-built system. Just make your own custom parts. These days, like as long as you go with a i5 with close to 3 gigahertz, you should be good. You know, terms of processor, and as long as you have like a 60 series NVIDIA, that'll be good enough for the most part.
I can't wait to watch Trump crying like a baby once he loses the election this November.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. He's gonna try to overturn the election, claim it's rigged. It's gonna be great. Thanks for the donation, Dodo. Yeah, and for RAM, I would just make sure you get at least 16 gigs for modern Windows. I think 32 is probably the best way to go. If you're getting a laptop, make sure it's at least 16. But yeah, especially if you have a lot of applications running. So if you have like me, like OBS, you know, browser running at the same time, and you're playing games, you probably want to go with 32.
The things that surprise me most about Star Wars Outlaws is that it's about 90% a stealth game and 10% action. Before I got my hands on preview last month, I was expecting something more akin to the Far Cry series, with a roughly 50-50 split between action and stealth, and the freedom to choose your own playstyle. Now, I won't claim to be the most well-versed stealth gamer, but I have played all the Assassin's Creed games, most of the Far Cry games, the Adam Jensen Deus Ex games, and most of the Hitman franchise. And out of all those games I just mentioned, Outlaws is easily at the bottom of the list. So let's dive into the problems with this game's stealth mechanics. The first and by far most frustrating issue with Outlaws is the inconsistent enemy detection. Sometimes enemies will just spot you from halfway across the map when you're doing a silent takedown, and sometimes they'll detect you with eyes in the back of their heads. But other times, you can just sprint right near them and they won't detect you at all. Also, the moment that one enemy detects you, every single enemy in the entire level is instantly alerted and knows exactly where you are. In most cases, they will also instantly trigger an alarm, which brings reinforcements and sometimes downright causes you to fail the mission. But you know what will cause you to succeed in your mission? Hitting the like button on this video and subscribing to Big Problem with the mission design. About half of the missions in the main story require that you never get detected by an enemy or trigger an alarm. This basically ends up funneling you into a trial and error playstyle where you keep redoing sections of the mission until you find the optimal route to not get spotted. It's an incredibly boring and frustrating way to play the game. You do have some options to go for a more action-oriented playstyle, but because of the
Yeah, Neil Rigger, you don't use auto-regulation like that in your training. You don't aim for, like, you don't really consider RAR as you're accumulating.
Let's also not forget all the butthurt conservatives who will cry like babies now that a woman of color is pre-accident.
Yeah, we're going to be seeing a lot of that. Thanks for the donation, Dodo. You can't auto-regulate to that extent. It's just not reliable. You start your week off aiming for about 3 RAR, and then from there you just accumulate up regardless of how you feel. Unless you're doing like absolute grinders, your second or third week, then you can use some auto-regulation and adjust your either make adjustments and go down slightly in weight or reps, or you can just stay at that same weight until the RAR feels more manageable, but you don't use auto-regulation like that.
This mission design, you won't get to do this very often. Take this example from one of the early game missions where Kay has to steal a ship from an Imperial station. You cannot trigger alarms during the quest, but there are these explosive barrels scattered throughout the level. You can use your pet companion Nyx to detonate the barrels from stealth, but if you do this, the guards will just automatically trigger an alarm and cause you to instantly fail the mission, even if you were undetected in the process. On one hand, this makes sense. If I were guarding a military base and a barrel randomly exploded and killed 2 soldiers, I would definitely sound the alarm too. But this begs the question, if using the tools available to the player causes them to fail the mission, then why are these barrels in the level at all? It makes no sense from a game design perspective. Also, for some of these missions, the time between being spotted and failing the quest is like 1 frame. In this quest, I tried to lure a guard to my location, but he stopped just out of reach for my melee takedown. So I tried to pop out of cover and take him down, but I just immediately failed before I could even
Dude, this game sucks. Who the fuck made this?
attempt the attack. And in this mission, I failed the quest as I was taking down the guard. Explain to me, how did he manage to kick me out of the district after I knocked his ass out? Another thing that annoyed me is that you cannot shoot out the alarms or cameras. I'm used to the Hitman games where you can knock out cameras with a silenced pistol, but in this game, shooting a camera will often cause you to immediately fail the mission, so you have to find a security terminal or an off switch. Getting spotted by a camera will also immediately alert every enemy to your location, and often triggers reinforcements or a mission failure. Kay's takedown animations are completely ridiculous too. She just KOs enemies with her bare hands, even if they are in complete armor. How does she not break every bone in her hands? Man, even Agent 47 had to hit people with a hammer or put them in a sleeper hold. The one stealth mechanic that I found somewhat unique was your pet companion Nyx. You can send him out to fetch items, get into places you cannot reach, detect enemies, disable alarms, detonate barrels, set traps, distract enemies, or even attack them to set up a takedown for Kay. But overall, I gotta say, Outlaws just isn't a very fun stealth game. In the few areas where Star Wars Outlaws doesn't force you into a stealth playstyle, I actually...
Me donated $2. When's the gig coming? Did Frank die? I don't know if gig is gonna show up tonight. It is late, and let me see. Could be dead. I mean, he hasn't made any posts whatsoever.
Have you seen this?
Yeah, 2 weeks, absolutely 0 posts anywhere. The guy is a drug addict. Like, he's an alcoholic. He's also addicted to, that, weird, what's it called? Kratom. Clearly depressed. Wouldn't surprise me if he's dead, and we just haven't found out about it yet. Thanks for the donation, though, me. Have I seen this? Oh, yeah, I've seen this. Yeah, and then this dumbass retard cop pulls over this guy. Yeah. Nice and retarded. Thanks for that donation, Big Gay. Me donate $2. Sorry, I meant gig emoji. Oh yeah. Yeah, I gotta add that. Thanks for the donation, me. Ben Boy donated $2. Do you hope I die? If you're not vegan, then yes. Thanks for the donation, Ben Boy.
Actually started to enjoy the action combat, but there are some issues. The biggest one for me is a lack of weapon variety. Kay really only has one weapon, the blaster pistol. There are 3 different blaster modes: Plasma for straight DPS, Ion for shields and droids, and Charge for explosive shots. You also get a one-hit stun shot, which has like a 45-second cooldown. You can also pick up weapons dropped from enemies, but you only get 1 clip per gun, and frustratingly, if you interact with the environment in basically any way, Kay will just drop the gun. Pick a lock, Kay drops the gun. Climb a ledge, she drops the gun. Check your phone to see Ubisoft's stock price, she drops the gun. It's like, bitch, we're going into a heavily guarded gang stronghold right now. Why are you dropping that?
The creators of Tiger King have a new documentary out now. Only instead of being about tigers, it's about chimpanzees.
You can't tame wild things.
There is this culture of...
That is insanely stupid.
Almost entirely women who raise chimpanzees and monkeys as if they're babies.
There is nothing like holding, loving, being around a chimp. Especially Tonka. And I'll do anything to protect that primate. Anything.
They're fucking dumb, dude. Like, yeah, just wait until that chimp, like, gets older and, you know, grows testicles and has testosterone and then gets fucking aggressive and frustrated that it doesn't have a mate and it wants to assert dominance and shit, and it's gonna rip your fucking face off.
Tonka and I just found each other. It was meant to be. It was just natural. And Tonka loved me as much as I love Tonka. It's like your love for God.
People fall in love with these chimps, and you can't tame wild things.
Do you want these nuggets? Here's your sauce.
I'm just afraid that she might get too caught up in this.
PETA seized the chimps with U.S. Marshal oversight.
Okay, roll film.
The chimpanzee lady now making national news.
A movie star chimp named Tonka and its disappearance. It all has the makings of a Hollywood plot, but no, this is real life.
I keep getting to be the bad guy here, and I'm tired of it.
When you're in love, your brain is out of control. There's chemicals and hormones and things happening to you that makes you irrational.
They're gonna have to bring sheriffs and everything that they can.
I've never seen her that passionate about anything in my life, ever. And that includes her own son.
Send the police! My chimpanzee!
Adult chimpanzees are incredibly dangerous.
Please, he ripped your face off!
It's insane when you think about it. It's insane.
They can throw me in jail for a year. I don't care. I would give anything that I had possession-wise up for that child. I would give my life for him. Chimps are my whole thing. You can shape them into being you.
Dream a little dream of me.
Yeah, I'll try to watch that. That looks like a crazy story. Those people are just so fucking stupid. They don't understand what chimps are like. They're super fucking dangerous. Thanks for the donation, Dodo. Guy I'm about to send you is a good friend of Sky. Is still okay? Yeah, it's fine.
At AK, we're gonna need that! That being said, there are some cool heavy weapons, blaster rifles, and snipers, but I just wish that we could create actual loadouts for our character. But instead, we're relegated to the blaster pistol for most of the game.
So I guess you can say that Tonka is Furious George.
Yeah, basically. Thanks for the donation, Dodo.
I did start to enjoy the combat a bit more as the game went on, but unfortunately the vast majority of the game is stealth, and not very good stealth, mind you. If you are caught inside an Imperial base, you will gain wanted levels a la GTA, and at the highest level you'll be hunted down by Death Squad troopers. This was actually pretty fun. In order to clear your bounty, you'll either need to pay off a corrupt Imperial officer, or locate a nearby Death Squad camp, and hack the computer to delete your bounty from their system. The progression system in Outlaws was pretty underwhelming too. There is no leveling up your character, instead...
Riley Donate Tillers, here's the video. You should challenge him to debate. The hypothetically poses at 38 minutes. Challenge him to debate. He's a good friend of Sky's. He did make some arguments. Oh my god, 47 minutes. Okay, well, I guess we can watch it.
And we're live. Yes, that's right. We are live with me. And to watch the whole thing. He's a real cornhead, isn't he? So I'm going to do a live reading of his post about the predator thing, you know, the carnivores and stuff. And, I mean, I cannot completely outside of veganism. It stands on, well, they say that. They say culling because what they really mean is they want to mass murder all of the...
Yes, that's what culling is.
All of the carnivorous animals. This is a subject that I've been agnostic on from quite some time now. Okay. And then says, I've publicly stated in the past that I agree with the assertion, but feel less certain about the action. So what he's saying here is that he agrees that the, I'm guessing that the population of predators has to be reduced, but he doesn't know how to, or he doesn't exactly know what would be the best way of doing so. I think it's ridiculous. I think we shouldn't be thinking these things, but I don't know. Probably since discovering vegan gains, there it is. That's the problem. Probably since discovering vegan gains during my infancy of going vegan, and it's a topic that I've been silent on for too long. That's the problem right there. You discovered vegan gains. That guy is not vegan. That guy's just some guy who works out and plays video games and wanks off. That's it. That he's just an entertainer, a performer. He's not really anything. He's not a vegan. He's not an activist. He's just a performer. He's a character. He's playing a...
Yeah, when people say stupid shit like this, buddy, how many people have you converted to veganism, dummy?
Character on YouTube. And you fell for it, sadly. That's the problem. Okay, so I've been guilty of dismissing the...
Let me see. How about you come on my channel and debate me on the topic of culling carnivores? Does this tard have like Instagram or anything? He has an email.
The conversation saying, maybe this is something we can reassess when the world goes vegan. Yeah, I've heard that a lot, and even I have said it at some point, but really what I was saying is, let's not even talk about this ever. But even though there was no intentional assertion of me, thinking it's an important discussion to have, and I take responsibility for that, since it makes no sense for me to encourage discussion among my peers on my channel, yet come up dismissive of it altogether. Yeah, but Mike, that's the thing. Like, you either bring it up or you don't. But if you're gonna bring it up, then talk about it. If not, then just shut up. Okay, this perhaps paved the way for dogmatism to flood my channel when I claim not to be a groupthink kind of individual, which in retrospect is a clash of interest with who I am as a person and what my channel stands for. Wow, okay, so this part here, paved the way for dogmatism to flood your channel? Dude, what are you talking about? What dogmatism? Let me tell you about your channel, okay? You are encouraging terrible people with terrible ideas, like the intersectionals and other debate bros. They were the ones flooding your channel, not if you mean dogmatism, like this is some kind of dig at certain vegans, the real ones. I don't know what it is, but what you've been actually encouraging is horrible people like Kane and other numpats with terrible ideas outside of veganism and that's your friends now. Intersectionals and debate bros, that's your friend. That's who you hang out with now. All right, so, and you can claim not to be a groupthink kind of individual. That's ironic because now you are a groupthink.
I have to be on a plane for 5 hours tomorrow with a severe case of sciatica. It fucking feels like my leg has frostbite. Shit hurts so bad non-stop I feel like I am going into a trance sometimes or having a borderline hallucinogenic experience. Fuck me.
Try doing some stretches for your low back and hips. That might help. And you might also want to take some like CBD oil or something. I wouldn't board a plane with that, but if you can take it before you board the plane, that might help. Thanks for the donation. Everything hurts. Ben Boyd, 22 hours. No, I'm vegan. It's just I feel like I'm not doing enough, and I don't think I'm having much of an effect. You don't have to do anything. The only thing you have to do is not violate anybody's rights. Not only that, but sometimes it feels like trying to make change is impossible, so I try. It's the same with fixing car-centric cities. Feels hopeless. Just do what you have an interest in, dude. No one person has the power to change the minds of every individual on the planet. There are some things that are in your control, some things that are out of your control. And complaining and, miserating about it is fucking pointless. Like, what's it getting you? So just acknowledge what is in your control. You have control over your own mind. You have control over what you say to other people. And you may have some amount of ability to change some people's minds. So stop worrying about all of society, going vegan. It's just not going to happen through your power alone. At the end of the day, nothing matters. We're all gonna fucking die. No one's gonna remember you or anything you've fucking done. And it is all pointless. So, just acknowledge what is and isn't in your power, what is and isn't in your best interest. And with that knowledge in mind, if you enjoy activism and you enjoy convincing people to go vegan, then do that. Be happy about, the impact that you can have. Be happy that you may be able to influence even one single person. to go vegan and stop killing animals and stop worrying about the fact that there's like billions of other people on the planet that are killing animals. You don't have power over them. And if you don't have power over them, why miserate over it? It's not doing you any good. Thanks for the donation though, Ben Boy.
So, look who's on national television promoting pseudoscience and conspiracy theories about the food industry, seed oils, dyes, etc. It would be disastrous if they were in a position of gov-T like the FDA.
Why should people be worried about these kind of products?
Seed oils are one of the most unhealthy ingredients that we have in food. They
No, they're one of the healthiest.
are associated with all kinds of very, very serious illnesses.
They are not.
Including body-wide inflammation.
Seed oils do not cause inflammation. There is literally no pathway in which they can cause inflammation.
Right.
Which affects all of our health. It's one of the worst things you can eat, and it's almost impossible to avoid. If you eat any processed food, you're going to be eating seed oil.
So he claims that seed oils like sunflower, soybean, and canola cause body-wide inflammation. But what is he basing that on? We have numerous randomized controlled trials where people are fed seed oils and their inflammatory markers are measured, and they have not identified any rise in inflammation. So when somebody claims that seed oils cause inflammation, it's very clear they've never actually looked at the research.
By the way, people who have higher serum oleic acid levels in their blood, so, omega-6 fats, they tend to have lower risk of chronic disease.
And he also states that seed oils are associated with a number of illnesses, and that's technically correct, but not in the way that he meant it. Higher intake of polyunsaturated fats, primarily from these oils, has been shown to lower the risk of cardiovascular disease in randomized controlled trials compared to saturated fat in things like butter. And this is also supported by large-scale observational studies. And rather than looking at overall polyunsaturated fat intake, we can actually look at research on specific oils. And replacing butter with canola oil is associated with a lower risk of total cardiovascular, cardiometabolic, and respiratory disease mortality. And we also have research looking at the levels of linoleic acid in the human body, which is the primary polyunsaturated fat found in many of these oils, and higher levels are associated with better long-term health, including a lower risk of total cardiovascular and cancer mortality. But one more thing, he rightly claims that seed oils are prevalent in processed foods and uses that to suggest that they are the reason or one of the main reasons why some of those foods are not healthy. That would be like saying water is unhealthy because it's the main ingredient in Coca-Cola. In that case, water is a bystander and it's the rapid consumption of a large dose of sugar and added calories that are the problem. And similarly, when we look at seed oils outside of the context of calorie-dense ultra-processed foods with all of their added flavorings and salt, if anything, seed oils are beneficial. So if we were to snap our fingers and replace all of the seed oils in processed foods with butter, we'd likely be even worse off.
Yep. Based take. RFK Jr.'s a fucktard, dude. Thanks for the donation, Ben.
Hey VG. Been backlifting for a month now and strength is coming back and I can both feel and see a huge difference already. I hope you'll have a great weekend, man.
Well, that's good to hear. I should have a good weekend. Jasmine's birthday is technically tomorrow on Saturday, but we're going to go out on Sunday. And probably go on our bikes to Ottawa and eat some food. So I should be having fun this weekend. Thanks for the donation, though. Adios.
Jackass, are you gonna scam me again? I need sit-ups. Are you going to act like you forgot so I can donate again? What the fuck do my sit-ups? Also look what I shot and ate as a vegan-based TASF sit-ups scammer.
This is what you sent me. I don't know what that has to do with eating. But I'll do the sit-ups in a few minutes. Thanks for the donation, Slim Jiu-Jitsu.
Kind of individual because Dr. Avi is telling you what to think, basically. Okay. What he stands for. Reflecting on who I am, what I want to be, how I navigate through life, hobbies and interests, and what I want the world to stand for. I've been pro-rights, says he, for as long as I can remember. as I never understood why slavery was illegal, or why it took millennia for women and black people to have civil rights. I don't think it really took millennia, and if you mean in the West, well, at least they have rights. What you should be thinking is, why is it that in the rest of the world, this isn't the case, yeah?
Nah, I haven't watched Gurren Lagann yet.
Or why the LGBT...
Don't forget to give her a blowjob after.
Okay, I'll be sure to do that. Thanks for the donation, forgot my namification.
LGBTQ plus community receives so much hatred. Well, I'm not going to step on this landmine, I'll tell you. But if you don't know that, man, well, I don't know, maybe that could be for another video or something, but whatever. After all, my pro-rights state of mind is what led me to align my actions with my beliefs and go vegan. As I see veganism, and this is the other problem, he sees veganism as, take a gander, take a look at this, as extending basic human rights to animals. And that's the problem right there. Veganism is not what you see, or what you think, or what you feel. Veganism is what it is. It's already been established. It was established in 1951 by Leslie Cross and the original Vegan Society. You know, the guys who came up with the word, the concept, and everything. Oh, Revolta, hi. She says, hearing on the Metro.
The Vegan Society's definition is fucking stupid. The reason it's fucking stupid is because it doesn't give animals any rights. It just says reduce animal product consumption as much as reasonably possible. There's a number of problems with this definition. So, first of all, they say as far as is possible and practicable. What does as far as possible and practicable mean? Does that mean if I can't get a B12 supplement because I live in the North Pole or something, it's okay to kill seals and eat them? Does that mean if I have some like weird health problem like ulcerative colitis and the only diet I've managed to stay on without it like inflaming symptoms is a carnivore diet? So is it vegan to eat a diet only consisting of meat because that's the only diet where I don't get ulcerative colitis symptoms? Like what does that mean? So then it says, reduce, exclude, exploitation, cruelty to animals for food, clothing, or any other purposes. By extension, promotes the development of animal-free alternatives, blah, blah. So, nothing in the statement does it grant animals protection under the law. There's a reason why we have, a human rights code. There's a reason why we have like a constitution. It's because that's the only way you're actually going to be able to protect human beings. What mechanism is outlined here that would actually protect animals? You can go around saying, you should be vegan and you shouldn't, harm animals. But, like, what is the supposed mechanism to actually protect animals? Because if we're not going to grant them rights, then, okay, somebody can, like, torture their dog. And then you can say, hey, that's bad. And then they're like, okay, I don't care. Like, what are you going to do? They don't have rights, right? So if you're against the idea of animal rights or giving human rights to animals, there's no mechanism in which they're actually fucking protected. You can also go into some other semantics about how this definition wouldn't protect sentient beings that aren't of the kingdom Animalia. So presumably there could be an alien species that is technically under a plant kingdom or a fungus kingdom or something, but they're highly sentient and intelligent. This sort of thing wouldn't protect those sentient beings, or like a sentient AI. Don't really care about that because, that's not really something that we have to, we're realistically going to encounter. But those are the two main issues. This stupid bullshit, as far as possible and practicable, What the fuck does that mean? Apparently it's okay to kill and eat animals if it's the only practicable solution for you. And again, oh, I have ulcerative colitis. I have to eat meat. And secondly, again, they don't outline any kind of mechanism to actually protect animals. If you're in favor of human rights, why would you not give human rights to animals? That's just a stupid idea.
Nice, awesome. Thank you. So yes, that's another problem right there. So what we've seen is several problems here. Now this paragraph is all, he's just throwing flowers at himself, you know, so speaking of how good of a guy he is. This is all virtue signaling. Like, oh, I've been pro rights.
Comment you left isn't showing? Well, I emailed him.
As long as I can remember. I don't understand why some people don't have rights and why people hate this other community. Yeah. Vaffanculo. Oh man. Like we say in Venezuela, throw that bone to another dog. Like, you're not gonna fool me. But whatever. So okay, so extending basic rights to animals. So we see now the problem. Vegan gains and extending human rights and seeing veganism as something that he thinks it is, but it's not what you think. Veganism has already has a clear definition and a clear goal, so it's not what you think. Doesn't matter what you say or not. Like, this whole thing is already void. You see? Treating others how you want to be treated. You know, I know others may define veganism differently, whether it be with Leslie Cross's sentiment, and he calls it a sentiment. What? It's not a sentiment, you mook. It's the actual veganism, which you deny. That's the problem right there. Or abiding by the vegan society's definition. Yeah, that one is terrible. But pro-rights and compassion is how I perceive veganism, and always will, since rights are perhaps the greatest tool in one's arsenal to combat injustice. That sounds so nice. Well, this first paragraph is just a whole bunch of, triceratops crap. Like in that movie Jurassic Park with the mountain of crap from I have a clue. This guy is clueless, absolutely. Like, now his threshold deontologist doesn't exist. That's just a consequentialist with extra steps. That's what it is.
That is not what it is.
I'm a deontologist unless this thing happens, and then I override this thing with consequentialism. That's what threshold deontology is. You're not a threshold, you're just a...
That he doesn't know what he's talking about.
And, well, gonna try not to curse too much. I don't know. Otherwise, no, that's a plant-based utilitarian. I don't know. I don't know if utilitarian would be the right word here, because from what I understand, or what I've been told, is utilitarians don't actually care about rights. And you speak of rights, so obviously that's not a utilitarian thing, but it is consequentialist nonetheless. And in some cases,
it is not consequentialist.
That guy from World War II and xenomorph killer, among other derogatory yet surface level terms. But as the old saying goes, sticks and stones may break my bones, but names will never hurt me. All right, Rihanna, which seems to be a forgotten sentiment by today's customs. I've been a closeted threshold deontologist. Okay. I thought it was some other closet. Threshold deontologist for quite some time now. But the cat's on the back now. Some of you may have even picked up on it from certain positions I hold that I've written and spoken publicly about before. Yeah, I think the first red flag. Se le explotó una cotufa. That's hilarious. Popcorn, my guy, popcorn. Dude, like I should have seen the red flag doing. Then I started doing this live stream about gaming and stuff. You joined their cult. That's terrible. I think it's sad, really. What can I tell you? I've made a case on calling mosquitoes, and I've been especially vocal about the moral bankruptcy of oppressing animals for cat food, as there is no moral justification for those things. Yet people will use descriptive disclaimer as ecological niche and trying to survive or obligate carnivore, among others, to defend them, which illustrates the is-ought gap, using a descriptive claim with a normative assertion to say it is, therefore it ought to be. All right, dude, but here's the problem, right? The problem with the cat food and stuff is that cats should not even be with us. They should not be our pets. Sorry to tell you, but cat food shouldn't even be an issue because cats should not be our pets. Yeah, how about that? Yeah. And the mosquito.
Okay, he just dodged that argument. Well, cats are our companion animals. So I don't know what point he's trying to make here.
Thing, man, you understand the difference, right? But probably not. I think he speaks about that or he writes about it later on, but let's continue. Why should we be permissive? Oh, yeah, here it is. Of mosquitoes infecting and killing hundreds of thousands.
Sciatica/back injuries are so gay. I can't wait to get back to lifting and Muay Thai. Also, is Mike Chang based on this, or is this some hippie housewife bullshit?
Sickness and disease finds it hard to develop in a body that's alkaline.
Yeah, so this idea of having an alkaline body is retarded. The acidity in your body is tightly controlled. It's mostly controlled by your kidneys, and if your body becomes more alkaline, you die. There's no way to control the alkalinity of your body, regardless of what you eat, what drugs you take. The alkalinity of your body is at a certain level because it has to be at that level for proper, for metabolism and proper molecular functions to work. If you had some sort of mechanism to make your body more alkaline, you would die.
Now, versus if your body is acidic, that's the perfect environment to get sick. So there's a lot of ways to go ahead and alkaline our body, like staying away from coffee, sugars, meat, fried foods, breads. But there are two things that I really like doing to help keep my body alkaline. First thing is lemons. So I squeeze lemon in a bottle of water and then I drink it throughout the day. I usually use like a whole lemon in one bottle, or I split it up into 2 bottles of water. This really helps the body stay alkaline, and plus you
That does not make your body more alkaline.
get a lot of hydration in, flushing out the acidity. The second thing is breathing. Did you know that excess amount of oxygen in the blood keeps our body alkaline? Now, we're naturally always breathing, but getting an extra oxygen really helps.
Yeah, so this is a good way to pass out and faint.
That's all you have to do. Deep breaths, try doing 20 at a time, in and out of the nose, so this way we can breathe in deeper.
This does not do anything to make your body more alkaline.
And it's healthier for us to breathe in and out of the nose. Do that 20 times, or you can incorporate with your exercise. For example, doing a squat, inhale when you come down, exhale when you come up. Or if you're doing a push-up, inhale when you come down, exhale when you come up. Get your body to be alkaline, and that is one of the hidden secrets behind staying healthy and having longevity.
That was fully retarded. But good luck with your sciatica. It should clear up on its own in a few weeks. Usually doesn't last that long. If it's persistent for several months, I'd get some imaging done to see if you have a severely bulging disc or split disc. You may require surgery to get some of the tissue removed that's pressing against the sciatic nerve, but usually that just heals on its own.
Is this guy a vegan foot soldier follower or something? Sounds like he's just recycling that guy's points, but even more poorly.
Yeah, basically. That foot soldier debate was so fucking retarded, dude. That guy is... He has a personality disorder, for sure. Like, refuses to admit he's wrong, lies about what was actually said during the debate. He made a follow-up video where he just flat out lied. And, he bit the bullet on stupid fucking ideas. He said he wouldn't kill a single Nazi to save 6 million Jews. That is just so retarded. Thanks for the donation. I forgot my namification.
To millions of people annually, this affects other species of animals too, with the viruses and diseases they carry, and why should we put up with it? Circle of life, nature, but wait, mosquitoes are innocent because they are victims of circumstance, right? If we grant that mosquitoes are victims of circumstance, that doesn't negate the other victims of their circumstance. The hundreds of thousands of millions of human and other animals infected.
What keyboard am I using? I'm using this fucking piece of shit. It's a Red Dragon wireless mechanical keyboard. This thing fucking sucks. It has a weird lag where sometimes you have to press a key 10 times for it to get picked up by the computer, and sometimes it misses keys. I'm gonna replace it at some point.
Infected and die from disease. Yeah, but you see, there is a difference. Let's see if you guess it. There's several differences here, right? But I guess you already covered the one about the mosquitoes not actually carrying diseases on purpose, you know? It's not like they have fun infecting us with anything. That's not what they're trying to do. First of all, they're trying to survive in the world.
Is this guy actually advocating to, like, allow mosquitoes to exist?
Way they know how, you know? So yeah, it's not their fault. But obviously we first of all, we have a right to defend ourselves from any attack and any threat to our health and well-being and in our lives. I don't understand what's the deal here. It's sad, it's unfortunate that this happens that way. And instead of killing a bunch of mosquitoes, we should have thought, because that's the human supremacy mindset right there. That's actually a good example, because what if instead of thinking of pesticides and insecticides and traps and whatnot, we actually would have thought, hey, how can we just get these guys out of our way, out of our backs, and without using excessive force or
I don't even know what the fuck this guy's talking about. Like, these same people will criticize you for using, ridiculous hypotheticals like, okay, what if we lived in a society where we could perfectly engineer an environment where we didn't need predators? And then they're like, oh, so you're talking about fantasy world. And then this guy is talking about, well, why don't we develop technologies where, like, we could keep insects completely away from people? Like they're insects. There's trillions of them, and you can't keep them out of anywhere. Like, dude, I live in a modern house. It was recently built just a few years ago. I can't keep bugs out of my house. You'll occasionally see spiders walking around, or like an earwig will get in here. I've seen a few isopods walking around. They're bugs. They just get in fucking everywhere.
assassinating them. Why didn't we consider their existence in the first place?
I recently re-watched Evangelion and noticed that at the series finale, the protagonist comes to realizations similar to those which you had during your shroom trip, subsequently overcoming his depression.
I haven't watched that in a while. I vaguely remember the ending. Somebody told me that I had to watch the movie, because if you just watch the series, the ending doesn't make a ton of sense. But I remember he went on some like weird psychedelic trip where he was considering like his like depression and his own values and everything. Thanks for the donation though, Jean-Paul.
Maybe because we didn't care for it. That's why. Nothing to do with practicality or anything. It's just that we never considered the rest of the animals. So why would we do the mosquitoes? But the thing is that the mosquito, as I was saying, yeah, it's not infecting anyone on purpose, and that's not what they want to do. And the other thing is, we obviously, like I was saying too, we have a right to defend ourselves.
I live in a really shitty trailer. Sometimes snakes and rats get in. I have cockroaches and lots of other bugs in here. That kind of sucks.
Like anyone has the right to defend themselves. So
I wouldn't really care about snakes or rats that much because I kind of like rats. But yeah, cockroaches, that'd be horrible.
Oh, I don't see what the deal here is. But there is a difference between the mosquitoes and the predators that you speak of. The predator is, guess what? Yes, it is an obligate carnivore. They have to do what they do to survive.
Mosquitoes would technically be an obligate carnivore. They have to drink blood to survive. I don't know how he's making a separation between mosquitoes and other carnivorous animals, especially considering mosquitoes are the most deadly animal to human beings. Mosquitoes have killed more people than any other animal because they spread diseases like malaria. Abel donated $2. Can you give me some vegan documentary recommendations? Game Changers, Earthlings, and Dominion are probably the best three. I don't really like recommending What the Health because Caldwell Esselstyn is in it, but if you can kind of ignore that, What the Health is pretty good. And I guess Christspiracy. I still haven't seen it. I still got to watch it. Maybe I'll watch it tonight. I'll find like a torrent for it or something. Thanks for the donation, Abel.
Survive. If they don't do it, they starve and die. They exist, and I think they have a right to exist as they do. If you
So this guy is saying that it's okay to murder, basically. If you have some kind of species that needs to murder to exist, he's okay with murder.
don't, I don't know what to tell you, like.
So supposedly, if vampires existed or if xenomorphs existed, he'd want human beings to be murdered so that those like monsters could exist.
It is an unfortunate thing. It looks horrible, and I'm pretty sure if they would have a choice, they would probably, I don't know, I think they would probably choose something else rather.
That's not true. I don't know why you would assume that. Look, human beings have a choice, and we're far more intelligent, technologically advanced. Most human beings on planet Earth have a choice not to eat meat, and they do it anyway just because they fucking feel like it. Why is this guy assuming that if, like, wolves, tigers, and everything had an alternative to hunting and killing prey, they would just choose that alternative? Human beings don't choose that fucking alternative.
And have to put their lives and their well-being at risk every day, or almost every day, to go out and hunt for food, you know?
Well, this is fucking stupid. People do that. The amount of people who've been killed by bears or attacked by deer while hunting, even like other risks, like getting Lyme disease from ticks. People put their lives at risk for fucking hunting. People, like human beings, do this. We put our health at risk when we eat fucking meat and animal products, and nobody cares. They just want to eat meat. Again, why are you assuming animals would be more moral than we are? Like, that's just retarded.
Animals in the wild, they risk their entire existence every day in search for shelter, food, territory, mating, all of these things. So it's not a predator. I don't think it's a predator exclusive thing. It's just what the wilderness does. I don't know. Doesn't negate the victims of aggression.
Thanks for the donation, only a fan. Appreciate it.
Which, by the way, yeah, I'm granting non-human animals don't have a moral agency. They have to survive. Yeah, exactly. But not only that, is these guys are completely forgetting the fact that the would-be prey animal also has a fighting chance. They have a chance to defend themselves, run away, hide, do whatever. So I don't understand. It's not like they need us with like a machine gun to show up or anything on their behalf. They don't need our help. But I don't.
Okay, if he's going to say that, then is he against policing? Like, is he against human rights? If you're getting attacked by a gang member in a drive-by shooting, well, oh, you could carry a gun too. You could wear body armor. You could run away. It's not like we need police to show up and kill the gang members. Like, this is fucking retarded.
I don't think they do. I think they're doing pretty well, considering that there's...
Like, this guy is genuinely fucktarded. Like, I mean, I debated Avi on this, and even I didn't think of an argument that fucking stupid. Like, oh, well, they could run away. Like, what?
Far less, carnivores out there, I guess, than herbivores. I think those herbivores are doing just fine without us. But mosquitoes are innocent. Where was I? Disease. Okay, sir. In a human context, you wouldn't grant that in the case of a mentally disabled serial killer, oh man, it's like if you've been indoctrinated by Dr. Avi, ask yourself, Nutri or Heriberto and these guys. You're saying the exact same thing. The script is the same. You couldn't even come up with your...
So, dumbass, that's the argument. Like, he's like, you can't even think for yourself. You're just copying them. Like, that's the fucking argument, you idiot.
Your own example. Because you don't have one. You don't have your own stuff. You have...
Like, what's funny, too, is this guy literally just said, oh, well, you can't use this modern definition of veganism where veganism is just a logical extension of human rights. And then he says, no, you have to use the vegan society definition. That's the definition. Like, oh, okay, so I guess you can't think for yourself and you're going off a fucking script. Like, this guy is completely unaware of his own nonsense.
This fucking retard. Hey ladies, we should have the right to rape and kill you all because you have a fighting chance. I would choke this guy out in a video game. Bro's not vegan.
He's literally saying it's okay to murder animals because they have a fighting chance. Like, by the way, why would this only apply to these animals? Like, presumably this would also apply to human beings. Like, oh, well, a deer has a chance. It could run away when I'm, like, trying to shoot it with a bow and arrow or something. Like, it's so stupid. Thanks for the donation, dude.
A copy-paste of someone else. Man, like, mentally disabled serial killer who is a victim of being mentally disabled, likely a rough home life. I don't care about his rough life or negative, but what? I don't care about anything. But they still wind up killing and wounding many innocent people. Then why does consideration for that one individual's innocence outweigh that of many innocent people? Ecological niche, circumstance, is by sheer numbers alone, and the greater rights violation involved, that makes no sense at all, nor have I ever thought it did. Okay, listen here, you corn shocker. The crazy people killer, the deranged lunatic, is a deranged lunatic, not a regular person. It's a psycho. It's outside of normalcy. Lions, or well, not lions, because you're not talking about lions here. You're talking about, carnivores, predators, whatever, in general. They're normal. They're living their normal life. They're not some psycho. They're doing what they do, and that's it. Some psycho person is a psycho person who doesn't need to kill anyone. So yeah, we must stop them. All right.
So if it were normal for human beings to be violent serial killer rapists, he would be fine with people raping and murdering and killing each other. Like, oh, this is so fucking retarded, dude.
Right, so to think people are called Nazis or believe to not care about animals because they won't give a pass to an animal or human being who harms and kills many others is something I don't understand. No, you clearly don't understand is that you are a human supremacist. You've been indoctrinated by Dr. Avi and his cult.
I don't even know what he means by fucking human supremacist. We are smarter. We do think more logically. We're not just driven by emotion and instinct. We can overcome those things, whereas animals don't seem to be able to. And we have moral agency, whereas these animals don't. So, those are just descriptive facts. If that makes you a human supremacist, acknowledging descriptive facts, I guess I'm a human supremacist. Would a teacher inversion
table help at all?
Probably not. That I don't think that would do anything to actually reverse the bulging disc or the split disc. So the reason that you have a pinched sciatic nerve, that's why you're getting the sciatica. So the disc is either bulging against the sciatic nerve or the disc is split open, and some of that jelly and crap inside the disc is pressing against the nerve. I don't know how an inversion table is going to reverse that process, so probably not. I mean, you can try it, but it's kind of like if it doesn't do anything, then you have this big useless piece of equipment at your home. But I would say probably not. Thanks for the donation, Everything Hurts.
And you're choosing one animal over the other, or a bunch of species over another bunch of species, because you're talking about mass murdering or mass whatever it is, whatever solution you come up with, you're talking about manipulating the lives of millions of individuals.
Yes, that's what we do. That's why we have a legal system. It manipulates the lives of anybody living under the legal system. People who would otherwise commit crimes if there were no repercussions don't, and those who commit crimes anyway end up going to fucking jail. So if he's against manipulating other people's lives, then he would have to be against the idea of human rights.
Because you want to. Like, I don't get it. Nature has tornadoes. This part is hilarious, really. Nature has tornadoes. Tornadoes, though. Hurricanes, earthquakes, tsunamis that displace and kill many people and animals. Nature is cruel, so why use normativization with appeals to nature? Yet criticizes non-vegans for it. Dude, because when non-vegans use the nature fallacy, they use it to justify a bunch of horrible things that they do. They use it to justify perpetuating.
What do you think? No, it's still animal exploitation, but at least fewer cows will be slaughtered and raped if this type of milk production catches on.
Farming, ancient Indian method, nonviolent. Never kill a cow. Cows suckle from the mother when weaned. This doesn't really mean anything, dude. And again, this would never work at scale. So, you're just not going to be able to make a viable business out of this. There's no way this could catch on because it wouldn't be able to meet consumer demand. It's fucking stupid. And if you go to India, cows are still fucking horrifically abused producing this type of dairy. They're just never killed. So it's just stupid. Thanks for the donation, Elias. So this guy is literally doing the exact same thing that carnists do, ironically, only he's advocating for animals to do it. It's retarded. Like, he doesn't even realize what he's arguing.
The slavery of animals. Well, they don't have to. So it's not the same. And also, hurricanes and earthquakes and tsunamis are not actual beings. They're not creatures. They're just natural phenomenon from Earth. And the only reason that they displace and kill anyone is because there's creatures here. So if there wasn't, they wouldn't kill anyone. So they wouldn't be considered bad. Like, for example, in every other planet that we know. Yeah. That also makes no sense. I wouldn't be a coward and not try to save you from an aggressor, even if it puts my life on the line. And then say, the bear has the right to defend their territory from campers. Okay, that's you. But if you go camp where the bears live and the bear attacks you, why are you defending? Like, what? I mean, think about it. Those campers are going to where the bear lives. So, I'm sorry, but I think it's the opposite in this case. I think the bear has a right to defend his or her territory. It could be a mama bear, you know. And maybe the campers are playing with the cubbies. You don't know. And the mama bear.
This bear analogy doesn't really make any sense because you could apply this reasoning to any animal. Like deer during mating season, they'll attack you. And that would be a sensible argument that, okay, you're on the animal's territory, you didn't need to be there. The issue with this culling predators thing is that these predatory animals are going to kill other animals. So it's not just your own personal interests that you're thinking about, it's other animals' interests.
As we know, is one of the most fearsome, you know, the most aggressive mothers out there. She doesn't take any crap from anybody. She would even go against male bears who are like bigger and stronger than her, and she absolutely destroys them to protect her kids. So, yeah, bear. You haven't met my mom. All right. While they tear innocent animals to pieces. I'm not going to make cognitive dissonant concessions like that. Yeah, dude, you know. Here's many others understand nature of the earth, so why not be a coward and not try to save you from an aggressor, even if they say the bear. Okay. I could also go on about lions versus gazelles, the wrongful usage of the phrase justifying a Holocaust to end a Holocaust. Yeah, these are just digs at my friend Sky here. These are just digs at him, basically. I don't know why you're doing this, but whatever, man. We chose this path.
If I would just ask him if the only way to stop the Nazis from killing Jews would be to Holocaust the Nazis, would it be wrong to Holocaust the Nazis? This is the stupid thing that Sky basically said. He was saying using violence to end violence never works because you're just causing more violence. That's retarded. then he would have been one of these appeasement idiots who said, "Oh, let's not go to war with the Nazis. Let's just try to make peace with them." Violence works to end violence. All violent conflicts have been stopped with the use of violence. So, like, Nazi Germany, we went to war, we won, and then they stopped fucking killing Jews and going to war with other people. That's just how society functions. That's why we have human rights. That's why we have the police, National Guard, military. If we didn't have violence or the threat of violence to stop violence or any kind of crime, then you would just have more violence. Like, this guy is living under a system that uses violence to control an unruly populace while claiming violence doesn't solve anything. You are fucking delusional and you know nothing about the world around you.
Path. And since you are consequentialist, well, feel the full force of the consequences of this, of your choices. Or the blatant intellectual dishonesty of deflecting hypotheticals to explore values just because you don't like it. That's actually a straw man. That's not the reason why we deflect hypotheticals, or not based in reality, among other things. But I think you get the idea by now. Yeah, I get the idea that you're an unquote. And hypotheticals, my guy. Here's the thing with these hypotheticals. And I think I'm going to make a video about this at some point, probably soon. But here's the thing with the hypotheticals, right? These debate bros, these gamer chair bullies, they devised a strategy to win debates. They didn't come up with it's all not in good faith. Those questions are never about the question. They usually present.
Okay, so now he's saying he can basically ignore all arguments because these group of people are making the same arguments, and he's claiming those arguments would therefore have to be in bad faith. Otherwise, they wouldn't be using those arguments. Like, okay, so anytime you debate veganism, are you debating in bad faith because you essentially use the same arguments every other vegan is going to use? Oh, well, animals are sentient and they feel just like you and me. Why would you kill a sentient being? Oh, would you kill your own dog? No, you wouldn't kill your dog. So what's the difference between a dog and a cow? Like, these are all the same arguments that vegans make. So whenever he argues veganism to somebody, he's arguing in bad faith. Like, no, these are just good arguments in support of the fucking proposition. So, why does he just get to say you're arguing in bad faith just because people are using arguments that he has issues arguing against?
A false dichotomy, meaning that they present you with an A or B scenario, but there's an actual answer C that they don't tell you or don't consider. And
yeah, so that's called hypothetical dodging. What he's talking about, he's stupid. So what he's talking about is being asked a loaded question. A loaded question is when you're asked a question in which you have to agree to or assume a premise that you don't agree with. That's a loaded question, and that is arguing in bad faith. When somebody's presenting a hypothetical where there's two options, or maybe there's 3 or 4 options, and he doesn't like any of those options, that's not a loaded question, and that's not arguing in bad faith.
Usually, it's all just to trap you into either conceding their point or like biting the bullet, as they call it, or whatever. Like, for example, this is what they do. If they ask you, if this happens, A or B, and you answer, well, A, obviously. Okay. So now what they do is, well, since you said A to the first question, if the next question, because that's the thing, that the next question they're going to ask you, if you answer B to the second question, then you fail because you're inconsistent. And because you don't.
Dude, if it's not a loaded question and you're not assuming a premise that you don't agree with, and they're able to point out a contradiction in your beliefs, that means there's a problem with your beliefs, not their fucking question. This guy is such an idiot.
You don't want to be inconsistent seemingly with your own values. You're going to answer A. But here's the trap, and here's the sick part. The A, answering A on the second question, it's going to make you sound like a crazy wacko, because that's what they do. They give you 2 questions, or several questions. But if you answer one thing in one, and this and the other, then either or you look inconsistent, which they will tell you that weakens your position, and therefore they win because they are consistent with whatever they came up with, and you don't, so you fail. Or you're biting the bullet and you're signing off on horrendous things.
Like, this is just how arguments work. He doesn't like his ideas being challenged, and he doesn't like it when people prove him wrong. And then he was just saying, well, this is dishonest because I am always right and I can never be wrong. Like,
just to remain consistent. So it's a lose-lose situation where it's just a device, it's just a trap, it's just so they can jerk off in their spare time, listening to the Discord recording of the thing, because that's the other thing, man. Like, these guys are all like, Discord, voice chat, whatever. Like, what the heck? Look, if any of these debate bros invites you to their Discord, run away.
Please react and teach me Korean. I've been watching this for 11 years now, and I still don't get this language. America.
okay, I'll do that for you. Thanks for the donation, Batmans. So that's a big red flag. It sounds like this guy isn't going to be willing to debate me. He's literally saying, if anybody challenges your opinions, just run away. If they have an argument that you can't actually defend against, just don't debate them and stay a fucking retarded ideologue. What a fucking loser.
I just got back from Seoul, and while I was there, I decided to try to learn to read the Korean alphabet, and I was amazed by how easy it was. After just a couple hours, I actually got to a point where I could read just about everything on this Wikipedia page, and I'm going to teach you how to do it in about 5 minutes. So let's start with consonants and vowels. There are 2 consonants I'll teach and 2 vowels. This here looks like a bucket, so remember the B sound. This one looks like a nose, so remember the N sound. So those are 2 consonants. This is the tree. Now for the tree, we remember E. Here you have a line after the tree, so we take the A from after, and that's ah. All right, so we already have enough to learn a word in Korean. We have bucket, and then ah for after, nose, and then ah for after. Ba, na, then another na, so ba, na, na. Let's do a quick Google search on ba, na, na, as I did here, and sure enough, you have bananas. So banana is banana in Korean. It's your first word. Here is a gun, all right, and the gun can also look like this, as in ga here. Either way, it's the G sound. Here we have a mouth, the M sound. This is the nothing, all right? So when nothing is at the beginning of a character, it's silent. You hear nothing. It's silent at the beginning. When it's at the end of a character, it's the NG sound, so either silent or NG. This is a ski mountain, and we'll take the S. Let's do another vowel. Now our line is before, so we're going to take the O as in before for when the line's before. Let's do another word. We have S as in ski mountain, A as in after, and M as in mouth, sam. And here we have S as in ski mountain, O as in before, and that nothing is an NG at the end, so that's song. So sam, song. Let's go back to Google. And when we look up Samsung, sure enough, we have Samsung, which is the largest company in Korea. A few more. This is a ski atop the mountain, which is joy, so the J sound. And here is a skier with his hands raised, that's the champion, so the CH. So it goes S, J, CH. This is a rattlesnake, which is generally speaking an R for rattlesnake, or if it's the end of a character, it's often L.
Fuck learning Korean. That's all I have to say.
Just run away. Don't even engage anymore. Like, just say, you know what? Nice meeting you. Have a nice life. Goodbye. And don't ever talk to them again, because it's a never-ending trap. The real never-ending story, those Discord voice chats.
Yeah, so this is just pathetic. This guy's saying don't ever debate anybody with a disagreement with you.
So the final part. Yeah, answer the question. Yeah, that's your thing. If you don't answer, or you say, no, this is a ridiculous nonsense, then they get mad. You have to answer. That's your thing, right? Like, you have to answer. And no, doesn't matter what you answer, it's going to be wrong. So, because they say so, And so, whatever, it's ridiculous, man. The whole thing is so childish. It's not even funny, it's ridiculous, man. All in all, I stand for rights. I stand for justice. You clearly don't. I believe in exploring values. I believe in aligning my actions with my beliefs. Right. And I believe in defending the innocent, as in this particular case, my threshold for innocence is that predation does not outweigh the innocent victims of predation. Nature of not, I don't side with aggressors, and you shouldn't either. And that's where I stand. I don't know, man. Like, you're not telling me anything here. Okay, dude. Like, I read that part. So he says here, and this is the part that really ticked me off, and this is why I'm making actually this video. Any predation apologies, he says, nonsense, from this point forward, will result in a ban from my channel. But he was talking about how he let dogmatism, if we remember at the beginning, I let dogmatism flood my channel. And now he's saying, if you don't think like me, I'm going to ban you.
The hypocrisy. So this guy just said, if anybody argues in favor of culling carnivorous animals, don't debate them, don't engage, because it's pointless, because they're going to make arguments that you can't defend against. And I don't like being wrong, so I'm just not going to debate anybody. And then he's accusing this guy of being dogmatic for banning people on his channel who promote, who are against culling carnivores. Like, dude, you're doing the same thing, and then accusing the fucking guy of being a dogmatist when you just said, oh, don't ever debate anybody who disagrees with you.
I don't know. Is that dogmatism or what? I don't remember. Like, you don't think like me, you're out of here? I don't know. He calls it predation apologist nonsense, even though it's not. So he's basically saying my point is the correct one, when it's not. It's just your opinion. And your opinion is bullshit.
This will help you with your diet. You will not want to eat after this. Please describe what you are witnessing in laborious detail. NSFW, what would you do in this situation?
This is going to be bad.
I'm trying to kill you. Every female outside.
Okay, this is a naked black woman. The title says, drugged up lady pisses and shits on the top of man's car.
Now let me in the car, okay? Man, I can't let you in the car like that, son. You ready?
She actually has pretty nice titties.
Hey, get out my car, son.
She actually has a nice body, just in general.
Man, look at this bitch. This bitch done got on top of the car, son. Stand up. Stand up for that motherfucking lady. And well,
there she goes
this bitch
pissing.
Is pissing on the car, son.
So she's on the roof of the car, and the guy has a sunroof, and she's pissing on the sunroof.
So to get out the car.
Jesus, looks like she's shitting herself
this
too.
Bitch is pissing and shitting on my car, son. This bitch is pissing and shitting on the car. So to get out my car, son. Jesus is here. If you only believe.
Dude, the police must have such a hard job dealing with some of these drug addicts. This lady is covered in piss and shit. And they're gonna have to arrest her. Like, oh my fucking god. If only they could just shoot her and then let the fucking garbage men clean it up.
This bitch is pissing and shitting on the car, child. Tell your mama. Tell your mama you free, okay? Oh my god. Shawty, get out of my car, Shawty. I'm gonna pull out with your ass now. Who? Who? She just pissed and shitted all on my car.
Now she's running into traffic.
And the guy saw them, as soon as he saw them, that's when they took off and she took off. They tried to rape that girl up here. Wow.
So apparently some dudes drugged this woman, tried to rape her, and then she ran away totally naked.
Yeah, she was laying on top of his car. Pissed and shitted all on my car. I saw how you did when she jumped on your car. I was like, oh shit. They gave her something, they tried to rape her, and he the one caught.
That is fucking insane, dude. Oh, society.
For those on the fence, agnostic, with the topic, hopefully you've gained some perspective, something from my perspective. Yeah, the only thing I gained, in fact, no, I didn't gain anything. I lost a whole bunch of brain cells trying to, make sense of this ridiculous nonsense here. You're the one with the nonsense. You're the one who's an idiot. And I'm sorry, but no, you cannot redefine veganism. It's already being established. It is a thing that exists. And in fact, veganism exists from way before even your parents were born or something. So what are you talking about, man? You're not going to get here with your corn hat and redefine something that you don't even comprehend. And then this is really, like banning people and stuff. But okay, I don't know, people in the audience, what do you think of this writing? Do you think he's right? Do you think any of that, what he said, makes any sense whatsoever? Because I don't know, like that seems so ridiculous to me. But how to tell you? I will say this: since the debate bros, they love hypotheticals so much, I'm gonna throw this hypothetical to the public here and to any debate bro who might come across this live stream or the replay or whatever. Here's my question to you. I'll probably also post it on my community post or something to see if someone replies. Maybe this corn hat or maybe Nutribor or who knows, whoever. Because here's the thing with rights and stuff. There are no rights in nature. Wilderness doesn't have the concept of rights. Lions, gazelles, red pandas, they don't operate under any notion of rights.
Yes, and that's the problem. Like, by the way, for most of humanity, we didn't have a human rights code. We had social contracts with like people within our own tribe, but there was never any agreed upon notion of universal human rights. So if you had a tribe leader that wanted to execute certain people because they thought they were infected by demons or thought that they were at risk of superseding him in power, well, they would just be fucking executed and killed. Slavery was permissible throughout most of human history. You can look at slavery like in the Bible. Like, these are ancient fucking things that like humans have done for a very, very fucking long time, where we didn't have a concept of universal human rights. We constantly had tribal genocide. So if you were to come across like tribes people that didn't have this concept of human rights, would you just allow them to like murder each other, rape children, or kill other neighboring tribes, or kill you, or like other people in society? Like, this is just retarded.
So you cannot speak of lions taking the rights away from zebras or gazelles or whoever. They don't even know it exists. It's a man-made concept. And it is sick that you're taking a man-made concept to pass judgment on other species that cannot comprehend something you invented.
Okay, so if we came across a tribal society where they were raping children, performing human sacrifices, genociding other tribes people, and let's say they weren't smart enough to even understand the concept of like rights, you would just let that happen? Like, okay, well, I guess they're raping children. Who am I to judge them?
That's absolutely sick. My life. That's ridiculous, man. But then you have to answer this. How about, since all of you love hypotheticals so much, here's...
Like, by the way, he talked about marginal cases with like mentally disabled people who are genocidal murderers. He said it's fine to use lethal force to stop them, so I see that as a contradiction. He's saying it's wrong to force your moral values onto somebody who can't even understand them. So again, presumably, you would have to let the mentally disabled person go on a rampage and like murder people because it's wrong to pass your values on to them.
One for you. Would you be okay with an alien race that you know nothing about? You don't see them, you don't even know about them, but they know about you. And they came up with this concept exclusive to them, that we as humans are too, let's say we are inferior to them. We don't have the rational capacity to comprehend their concept, even if we came across it. Like, there's no way for us to comprehend their language or anything they could tell us. So they came up with a concept. And from their perspective, us humans here on Earth, we must be eliminated because we're doing something that they deem immoral, whatever it is. Same as you with the lions, let's say, or with the carnivores. Would you be willing to accept the human race being wiped out by those aliens based on a concept that they created? Someone else from afar passing judgment?
It depends on who they're eliminating and for what reasons. If they wanted to kill, like, I don't know, all child predators or all serial killers or something like that, and they just wanted to eliminate like psychopaths or something from society, I wouldn't necessarily have a problem with that. If they wanted to eliminate all human beings on the basis of we watch pornography or we reproduce sexually, and in their culture, it's considered some sort of unimaginable sin for them to reproduce sexually, so they use technology. and they saw us reproducing sexually and they wanted to eliminate us for that reason, no, I wouldn't agree to it. But again, like he's talking about something completely fucking different here. In the context of us culling carnivorous animals, from the animal's perspective, they think they should be able to commit murder. Like, this isn't even about animals necessarily. Like, he's literally saying, if you believe a certain thing and somebody has a differing opinion, there is no justifiable way for you to force your opinion on somebody else. So if I thought it was okay to murder and rape people because I'm a psychopath and I love violence, then there would be no justifiable way for him to force his values onto me by, like, killing me to prevent me from killing anybody else. That's basically what he's fucking saying. Which, again, it's insane.
Judgment on us. Would that be something that you'd be willing to accept? Because I sure as hell don't accept that. I believe in freedom, in liberty, and self-determination.
So is this guy like an insane anarchist? I don't know, he's from South America, so maybe, but if he's an anarchist and he's fine with literally anybody doing anything, I guess that would be a logically consistent position. But unless he, like, agrees with the idea of human rights, this would be a completely inconsistent position.
And self-control. I believe in being the owner of my own destiny and not being a puppet or being manipulated by anyone. So, I'm sorry, but no. There it is. So you tell me, debate bros, would you want that to happen? Someone else deciding if you're good or bad and ending you.
This, again, this hypothetical makes no sense, and it's not specific enough for me to answer. So, am I fine with the idea of somebody determining whether or not I should live? Depends on what the value system they have for determining whether or not I should live. So he didn't clarify that part. And if he's going to say it's wrong to determine whether or not somebody should live, then he would have to be against the Allied forces fighting against the Nazis, because we decided, okay, the Nazis have to fucking die because we didn't like what they were doing.
Without you even knowing or having the chance to defend yourself. You tell me. Well, people, I think this covers everything I wanted to say.
By the way, I don't need... Like, didn't he also say that animals have a chance to run away and survive? Animals would have a chance to run away and survive if we tried to kill them. They'd have lower chances if we used, like, high-powered rifles, but they'd still have a chance. So nothing he's saying is consistent.
I think we've already seen who's a cornhead and who's not. So, I don't know, this is for now. Hope you have a good one. See you in next videos, and hope everything is well. Have a good day. Well, I have other stuff to do. So they shouldn't even be, so that we could.
That was the kind of retarded horse shit I would expect from somebody who's against culling carnivorous animals.
You have to unlock experts and complete challenges to unlock new abilities. But calling most of these abilities is kind of a stretch, because a lot of them are just slight gear upgrades like better smoke grenades, more HP and defense for K, stuff like that. It's also worth pointing out that K's outfits don't have any armor rating, though some of them do have passive stats like increased grenade capacity, more adrenaline on takedowns, etc. In order to recruit experts, you'll first have to complete a personal quest for them. There are 2 to 3 experts per planet, some of whom you'll unlock through the main story. Then to unlock new abilities, you'll need to complete challenges like scoring 15 headshots with a marksman rifle. You'll also often need crafting materials and rare components that you'll have to scavenge in side quests in the open world. And now it's time to get into one of the big selling points for this game, the open world. As Ubisoft said in their marketing, experience the first ever open world Star Wars game. Now, I am a big fan of open world games. I'm kind of an open world game junkie. I even enjoy a lot of the mediocre and bad open world games. But Star Wars Outlaws didn't really scratch the itch for me. It's got everything we've come to expect from Ubisoft games. Generic collectibles and puzzles, boring copy-pasted missions, and a whole lot of empty space. There are 4 main locations you'll visit throughout the game. Tashara is a green moon with a lot of space to explore outside the main hub. Tatooine is the famous desert planet where Jabba the Hutt lives. Most of this planet is just empty desert with a few assorted locations. Kijimi is a snow planet, but you can really only explore the main town here. And finally, Akiva is a jungle planet, and definitely the most beautiful location to explore. Space exploration was pretty lackluster as well. Pretty much all you'll find is pirate ships to fight and floating cargo to loot. I forgot to mention the space combat earlier too. It's marginally better than Starfield in that the controls are more fluid, but that's a pretty low bar to be honest. As I mentioned earlier, the main quest is only about 15 hours, so if you want to play longer, you'll be doing a whole lot of side content. There are a few substantial side quests with more in-depth storylines, but the vast majority of the content are simple, procedurally generated fetch quests that you'll complete to farm Syndicate reputation points. I'm not 100% sure if these contracts are infinite, but they certainly seem a lot like the Radiant faction quests in Fallout 4. There are 4 main criminal syndicates or factions in Star Wars Outlaws: the Pikes, the Hutts, Crimson Dawn, and the Ashiga clan. Taking on contracts from the Star Wars equivalent of fixers is the fastest way to farm reputation
No, I don't like letting my hair grow out because then my motorcycle helmets don't fit.
points. Boosting your syndicate reputation allows you to access gang-controlled locations, merchants, unlocks new outfits, blaster skins, and other rewards. In many faction contracts and quests, you'll have an opportunity to betray one gang in favor of another, which will impact your reputation score. But I didn't find it too difficult to reach at least a good reputation with
Creator of Telegram got in jail. Can you react? It's nothing particularly interesting. It's like he was jailed for facilitating criminal activity, right? Jaquavius Cumberdale donated $2. Died of cringe watching this. Now you must suffer too.
Daryl, I want a pay raise. What for? Well, they're raising minimum wage and I know my worth.
And what's your worth?
At least $20 an hour.
Ha ha! That's what I make and I'm the boss.
We both work here on the farm and that makes us equal, so we should make the same.
And what all do you do on the farm?
Well, I get the gates.
So you think you should be paid the same as me?
Yeah, it's called equity.
Granny?
Equity is being fair and impartial. Equality is having the same rights and opportunities. There's a big difference.
If you wanted equal pay to mine, you would do more with your opportunities than just get gates around the farm.
Oh, so you're saying if my production would increase, then my compensation would increase as well?
Yes, that's the beauty of capitalism.
Well, what can I do right now?
That is not how pay works.
You can start by building fence gate marks.
Hard work, that's what they say. Hard work.
Yeah, so if you actually look at how pay is dispersed among employees, it has very little to do with their productivity. And workers, especially when they're lower level workers, so just doing like physical labor, grunt work, crap like that, the harder they work, the less likely they are to actually get paid more or get a promotion opportunity. Because it's very hard to find people that are highly productive in these certain sectors. So if you find a highly productive worker who is, I don't know, just way better at maintaining a store or managing shit on a farm, cleaning things up, working on machinery, like you name it, you're more likely to not give them a raise and not give them a promotion, because if you give them a promotion and make them do something else, then you lose the productivity that they're doing in the current position they're in. And if you give them a pay raise, that creates other issues with other employees, because then you're going to have to bargain with other employees once they found out the guy who's doing the exact same job as them is getting a fucking pay raise. So, like, this is just, that is so fucking cringe and stupid.
I think the idea of the hypothetical he provided is to show that we are deciding what we want for other species, based on our own standards. So if an alien had their own standard, would you be okay with them forcing their standard onto us? Good response, BTW.
Like I said, it depends on what the standard is and for what reason. Like, you're not being, like, I can't answer that question because it's not specific enough. What is the standard, and why are they imposing that standard? Thanks for the donation, Riley.
These poor cows are trapped. What's Skate Bart doing?
He's acting all sensitive.
You know these animals have feelings.
He must be eating food with seed oils again.
He knows it turns him into a sensitive Sally when he does that. Take another bite. What's happening to me? Let me see one of those. Is this a cruelty-free hat? How much cotton was destroyed for this hoodie?
Eat this.
Did it work? What are you cows looking at?
It definitely worked.
Are these just oil-free tortilla chips?
What am I eating? These are delicious.
Chips made with beef tallow.
Those chips I ate earlier
Oh boy.
were making me feel funny. And look funny. What was that? Nothing.
Masa chips, a snack that won't make you sensitive.
Yeah, it will give you heart disease, though. Like, by the way, this guy is overweight, and this other guy is a fucking skinny twink. And then they're saying, oh, if you eat these, it'll make you into a man. I didn't realize men were either obese or skinny, weak twinks. That is bad.
What in the world? It's a blue hair!
Count for kill!
Hey, beef boy. No, Kitty! We never take the key out of the tractors!
Here's vegan! No escape now, beef boy!
Bart's Pocket Burgers. Bart? What's happening? We moving hay? You literally chased me all over the farm. How bad was it? You were a blue-haired vegan with BDS. I'm sorry. You gonna eat that other pocket burger? You need it. This will help prevent BDS.
How the fuck do these people have 435k subs? This is very bad. Thanks for the donation, Jaquavius.
With each gang in the game, and I probably could have maxed all of them out if I spent another 10 hours doing repeatable contracts. You can also pick up side quests by talking to NPCs or eavesdropping on conversations to pick up new intel. Most of this content was completely forgettable though, kinda like the main story. The main story of Star Wars Outlaws revolves around assembling a team of crack experts to pull off a major heist at a crime lord's estate. It's kinda like a discount version of Mass Effect 2 without any of the charm or good writing. The protagonist, Kay Vess, is completely forgettable and bland. It feels like her personality was crowdsourced in a corporate boardroom. She lacks humor, emotional depth, or strong motivations. She's basically in survival mode the whole game and lacks a sense of direction.
Jaquavius Donatello Suffering Part 2.
Did you know that U.S. beef cattle create 2.2% of greenhouse gas emissions in the U.S. and only 0.5% of the world's, compared to...
So this is false. They probably heard this off of like some Twitter post or something. You can look at the emissions report by the EPA. That's lower than enteric emissions alone. So that's mathematically impossible.
The 3.5% greenhouse gas emissions globally from jet fuel. We'll quit farming when they quit flying. These are farm facts with Granny.
None of those are facts, and they provided no sources. That was just random shit that they heard off Twitter.
Veganism is like communism. They're both fine unless you like food. Getting tips with Granny.
All right, well, have fun with your stroke.
You had this option the rest of your life to never pay taxes again, but you had to go vegan, would you?
Oh gosh, listen, I would say that's a tough one, but honestly, going vegan is it'd be against my will. Honestly, it'd be hard to do, so I'm afraid I'm gonna have to pay taxes.
No. Ever seen a vegan in real life?
Yes, and they're awful skinny.
No.
Why?
Yes, the obese man is saying the vegans are skinny. Maybe he wouldn't get diabetes or heart disease if he ate a vegan diet.
Skinny.
No.
Why?
No.
I couldn't do it. I'd rather pay taxes.
No, meat is too good.
No.
How vegan are we talking?
No meat at all.
I ain't doing that one.
I'll pay taxes.
No, I just eat beef.
No, I would not go vegan or pay. I would honestly pay the taxes.
There's not enough money in the world that could take away your love for meat.
Yes.
Being vegan is weird.
It is weird.
Absolutely.
You would go vegan?
Yeah.
What would be your game plan?
Well, deer are vegans, so I would eat the
I remember before I went vegan I understood the argument for not killing animals, but I just intrinsically thought the idea of guide dogs being wrong didn't make sense. But I just couldn't come up with a reason for why it would be okay. That's why I'm vegan.
Yeah, after I heard Gary Yourofsky's speech, I just couldn't think of any argument against it, so I went vegan. Thanks for the donation, Riley. These people are all retarded.
Taxes yet, okay? Do you know what taxes are?
No.
When you make money, you have to give 30% of it to the government.
Oh, this is
you had this
really fucking bad.
Those guys died for everything, whatever they witnessed. That resurrection, these guys didn't have to do that.
No.
Like, they weren't getting paid. They weren't bought and paid for like lots of the stuff that goes on in the world today. Why would they die and give this message and write these books if it was something that was just a facade, a fake, a falsity?
That's a lot to lay your life down for something you believe is a lie. Who does that?
Yeah, that's the thing. They probably didn't believe it was a lie. That doesn't mean it wasn't like that it's true. You can believe in things that are false.
Some of them died terrible deaths.
How'd they get through it?
Their belief in Christ.
Because they
believed what they saw.
They witnessed it.
They were there.
They know that he...
No one who wrote the Gospels witnessed Jesus' death.
He died for us.
Yeah.
The belief is what we're missing at.
Yeah.
Especially like in our country, what's going on, belief in your faith. And that's where I think we're the strongest we are, is because we truly believe what we're saying.
If the world hates you, remember that it hated me first. The world would love you as one of its own if you belong to it, but you are no longer part of this world. I chose you to come out of the world, so that's why it hates you.
That was very gay.
Her two biggest attachments in the story are her pet Nyx and your newfound droid companion ND5. Translated into our world, Kay would be a crazy cat lady with an AI chatbot as her best friend. Kay's mother is a complete scumbag who abandoned Kay when she was a teenager to pursue a life of crime. She thought it would work out best for Kay, but Kay ended up becoming a criminal too, just like her mom. The rest of the characters you recruit for the heist were completely forgettable. I just finished the main story less than 12 hours ago at the time of writing this, and I literally can't remember most of their names. To be fair, they don't really get a whole lot of screen time, and there are no loyalty missions for your companions like we had in Mass Effect 2. By the end of the game, I was actually rooting for the villain Slero. The dude was just trying to chill and run his criminal empire. We were the ones who stole from him. He didn't do anything to us except in retaliation. Plus, the big plot twist, spoiler alert by the way, is that the guy who hired us for the heist was actually Slero's estranged brother, so this job was personal. And at the end of the day, the dude ends up betraying us, and we don't get any of the money anyway. So I guess the real heist was the friends we made along the way. Speaking of which, the final mission had this awful part where we had to sneak around and hack a bunch of panels while ND5 tried to kill us. I ended up having to redo this whole part because ND5 despawned during the chase sequence and bugged out a scripted event that was supposed to trigger. The final mission is also well over 2 hours long, and a lot.
Dude, I love that in fucking games where there's like an AI companion and then it like glitches out and then it makes you fail a mission. It's just the best shit ever.
A lot of it is a complete slog from a gameplay standpoint. By the end of it, I was just begging for this game to be over. You can continue to mop up side content after the ending if you choose to, but at this point, I think I'm done with Star Wars Outlaws. So at the end of the day, I'd give Star Wars Outlaws a 4.5 out of 10. The stealth gameplay loop and mission design are horrendous. The story and characters are forgettable. 90% of the open world content isn't worth doing. And the fun parts of the game are shoved under the staircase like Harry friggin' Potter. I really didn't have high expectations coming into this game. I was expecting like a 6 or 7 out of 10 experience with decently fun gameplay, but Ubisoft failed to deliver even on that. So unfortunately, I cannot recommend Star Wars Outlaws, even on a discount really. Maybe if you're a big Star Wars fan and you buy the game like 2 or 3 years from now when it comes onto Steam for like $10 on a sale, then maybe it's worth it. But I think this one is an easy skip for a lot of you. So there you have it, my final review of Star Wars Outlaws. If you like this video, be sure to subscribe to Big Dan Gaming for more RPG and action game videos.
Well, that wasn't terribly surprising. Yeah, Star Wars Outlaws looked like it was going to suck. Andrew Tate reached out for OG interview, confessed to everything.
When did you interview Andrew Tate?
He goes after all the younger, vulnerable male celebrities. He confessed all of his criminality, almost without asking. I was like, how's it going? And he's like, by the way, I traffic women. He shorted that girl that he was paying to lie to the cops for him.
How did you reach out to him? What was the process?
He reached
like?
out to me.
Oh, this guy's so weird.
Yeah,
he's
really is weird.
That's a weird.
There's a lot of Trump weirdos out there now.
Finding Trump is like converting to a new religion. Once you find Trump, you do not go in half-heartedly. You go all in.
No, you definitely don't. No, that's how you end up in jail.
Yeah, okay. You know what my gripe is right now?
I didn't ask.
Anytime I'm on a plane and
Cousin says his doctor told him to change his diet. He has high cholesterol. The nigger is only like 21 to 22. I been telling his ass for years to go vegan. Now he telling me him right. See next Dono for the I told you so.
Genetic Beast responded to your debate. I'm not expecting any kind of intellectual commentary from him. Your friend sounds pretty retarded, Chamomile Cam, but thanks for the donation. Jaquavius donated $2. They use their feet for everything, huh? Chamomile Cam donated $3. Let me see. Wow, that's a good dog. Research suggests eating soy foods may reduce risk of cancer reoccurrence.
Isn't it just luscious? Shouldn't I just be on a L'Oreal? Don't you?
Don't call me self.
I need y'all to understand. I will always talk my shit for the animals. The same way white people talk their shit for black people back when there was segregation and slavery and shit like that. I will talk my shit for the animals. If I hurt your feelings, I apologize. Obviously, that's not my intention. But I need y'all to understand how disrespected these niggas are. They are like people. They're literally like people. Animals are just like people. That's it. Yeah, I'm taking up this while I'm recording. Like, I know I talk a lot about animal rights. And goddamn it, I don't regret it. I don't regret it not one bit. Because chances are, look. I know somebody watching this is going to remember what I'm talking about. But a while ago, I posted something about how, like, the top 15 killers or something like that. The top most likely ways you're going to die or some shit like that. By diseases, right? Anyway, you're I love on this big, beautiful planet. And almost all of them, pretty much all of them, just about all of them, eat animal products. Why wouldn't I spread the word? Why wouldn't I? When eating a plant-based diet will help you live longer. I want everyone I love to live longer. I want you watching this video to live longer. Why? You gotta understand, this is tough love, guys. This is tough love. I love you, motherfuckers. And I'm gotta be tough about it, because being soft about it doesn't work. You know, I say I'm not gonna put this shit in people's face, but on a level, goddamn, you have to.
Wow, those are good dogs.
Some people don't get that shit. They get denied a last meal, like. So that much, so I'm gonna make this quick. Nigga, if you put a bunch of plants together, you're gonna get a variety of tastes. If you put a bunch of meats together, a bunch of fucking animal flesh together, you just put that shit in a big old pile, it's all gonna taste pretty much the same. Animals didn't do shit to you. Black people didn't do shit to you. But because they do shit to each other, that gives you a free pass to somehow do whatever the fuck you want to them. That gives you...
I'd say that real quick.
Hit me with a shovel, a dirty shovel, if I ever pay for a dating app. Even $1, I don't care. 50. Like, anyway, are you misogynistic? This is how I know we probably won't have a vegan world in my lifetime, because niggas are that far off. Niggas are that far off. How you gonna make fun of me for loving animals? How you gonna make fun of me for loving black people? You know what I mean? Like, you sneaky bitch. You're irritable bounce syndrome. I'm not farming niggers, then how am I supposed to make a living? I can't just go out and find a new job. Farming niggers makes me so much money. I
don't know how any of that responded to your dumbass friend.
Sorry, I thought ITD only sent one video from the highlights.
It's no problem, dude. We're just chilling anyway. Thanks for the donation, man. Why do they do literally everything with their feet? Riley, don't need to tell us how the fuck does this language work, lol.
Күз кез көз, күш кеш көш, кір көр, күл кел көл, кілең қысқа сөз кім оқиды тез. Арқада алтар қар бар, қырқада қырғар қар бар, қырғар қарда ағар қар бар, алтар қарда марқар қар бар. Әбдіреде әбігер әтеш отыр, әбігер әтеш отырған әбдірені әжем ашып отыр. Гүлің.
I don't know, man. Maybe they don't even know what they're saying and they're just talking gibberish. Thanks for the donation, Riley. Dude, these people must be getting injured at work at a super high rate. Like, they're not even wearing work boots and shit. So that's how they make those drums. Yeah, they have like barely any clothes on, no eye protection. Dude, they have to break fingers and shit all the time. Alright, well that's interesting. Thanks for that donation, Jaquavius.
And there's a little bit of turbulence, and then I check the thing in front of me, and I'm like, oh god, and it says like Boeing 757 Max or whatever, and I'm like,
yeah,
oh,
I've got a complex now. Like,
I'm like,
flying was always
oh
nothing.
god, this
like,
is it.
Oh no.
Oh,
and then the whole
I want a
time I'm
Boeing.
sitting there, it's like now the astronauts can't get back into Earth because of Boeing. Like, oh god, come
Their
on,
stock
man.
is kind of like the Intel of the arms industry. It's like, listen, guys, Boeing, that's another company that just, it's not going anywhere.
They're having problems. Yeah,
they are. It's not good. All right. Well, so on this topic list here, what speaks to you since we've done all the hard work? Or would you
when
like
did
to
you
start?
interview Andrew Tate?
Yeah. Why?
When?
A long time ago. I was like one of his first interviews.
Oh shit.
By the
back
way,
when his go ahead.
No. You go ahead.
Back when his like I'm gonna take over the manosphere shit started, because he's got this ploy where he targets. You can tell he's doing it, especially now that he's like out and out a bad guy. He's out of the closet of being a bad guy. He goes after all the younger, vulnerable male celebrities, and like buddies up to them, invites them over to his compound, and I don't know, date rapes them or Epstein's them or whatever to like kind of capture their, because he's exploiting the men in the audience, obviously, with that Hustler University shit. But I was probably one of the first audiences of
To get exploited by him?
To get exploited by him.
What was that like?
It was fun.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was a fun interview with a pimp and a criminal. Like, he confessed all of his criminality almost without asking. I was like, how's it going? And he's like, by the way, I traffic women.
This is slightly on slightly off topic. Do you know who Martin Shkreli is?
Yeah, I love that guy.
He did that to me in an interview. I think I talked to him like 8 years ago. And we were talking about his stuff. He's like, oh, they're investigating me for, it's crazy. I'm like, oh, well, what's going on? He's like, they're just mad because I try to make sure that my customers' portfolios are always, like, even if I need to top them off to make sure that I was getting good returns. I'm like, that sounds not okay. He's like, no, it's okay. And I'm like, okay. And it wasn't okay. I don't know why he would just say that, but.
Yeah. People doing crimes, they get online, and then I think maybe they don't think the internet exists or something like that, or it's real life.
Well, supposedly he downloaded porn.exe and ran it. So
for who?
Oh, he did?
For Shkreli.
Oh, this was before.
Yeah, no, I'm saying, well, he's like, oh, people don't understand the internet, so that could
Oh, well, he didn't. He definitely just scammed and lied and stole everything.
No, and then here he is, confessing to all the crimes.
For a second, I thought he had an earring, and it was very gay looking.
Oh, look, you've made it big. The Krasensteins are bringing up your
Yeah, but I got cut out of it. Look, I got my. I'm in this. I'm like in the. My head is in it, asking him, and I've got all my show logos everywhere else except for on him. But this dude cropped him out. The Murders by Crayon guy, which is a nice guy. He just didn't want me to get. He said he didn't want me to get blowback from it. I'm like, that's the whole point of the.
Which one do you want?
That's the whole point of the routine.
Which one do you want to fight more, Ed or the other one?
No, why we? No,
I'll take both of them.
I'm okay with these guys. Why would we start fights with them?
Not anymore.
You can do it if you want. I'm gonna make a ton of child jokes about you later on Twitter, though, which is fine. I'm okay with that. I got a lot of inventory here.
All right, fine. We'll just leave it ominous of who it's
But
from.
tag Dick if you're gonna actually complain that they didn't tag him.
Dick
Masterson.
Masterson.
S-O-N.
There we go.
Now put an LOL at the end so they know you're joking.
I'm not joking.
Okay.
There we go.
Can I give you guys a real quick? If you're at home listening, or if you're a woman, I guess, because women don't know this apparently either, because I hear guys get away with this all the time. Somebody that does irregular work, like contract work or online shit, Dick will vouch for me here, okay? When a guy tells you how much money he makes, what he's doing is he's thinking of his best month, he's multiplying it by 2 to 5, and then he's pretending like that's his average month. So when he says he makes like $40,000 a month off of some person, his best month ever was probably $10K one time. Just as a heads up, people always lie about it.
Didn't they just raid his house and it's like we found $3,000,
$5,000 or something?
He shorted that girl that he was paying to lie to the cops for him.
Did he really?
That's what she says. She said he was going to give me $5,000
when you can't afford your.
Dude, that's hilarious. It's funny how Andrew Tate just massively overhypes his wealth.
Bribes, it's like, oof, that's not good.
Yeah.
Those are probably the last people you want to be ripping off.
So where can we watch the full interview? Do I want to watch this?
I don't know. I think it's on like, I don't even know if it's up anymore, honestly, because I got my YouTube channel yeeted, so.
All right, we'll just watch this as is.
Yeah, I know how desperate guys are. Like, what kind of turnover were you talking, and what kind of percentage would you give the girls?
Okay, so my best girl would do about $40,000 a month.
Oh my God!
Sean,
we're in the wrong gender. Maybe. And how much is it? 14 or 40? 40.
40.
Oh
40.
Christ! Jesus.
And I
missed it. You distracted me. What was it?
$40,000 a month.
40,000. He gives her
okay, so that's generous. I mean, that's
so she gets $1,000 a week. She gets free rent. She ain't gonna worry about nothing. If I travel or we travel, I pay for everything, whatever. But $36,000 a month, I'm keeping.
I know how desperate guys are.
Wow.
Pretty
Not
good
good.
deal.
Pretty unethical.
And probably mostly bullshit, right?
I don't know. This sounds similar to how Dick says he pays out Vito.
Is that true?
Yeah.
You tell him that like you've made like $8.
I pay him in toys. Okay, you got some
Funko Pops.
Funko Pops, but all the same one. He's like, please,
I give him
Dick.
packs. Like, you never know what's going to be in there, man. That could be a Charizard in there.
But Dick does know because he opens all of them in advance.
Yeah.
And then he reseals them. So he
You're
never
that
gets
guy,
a good
huh?
one.
You're the resealer
machine.
Oh my God, that's fucked
Pretty
up.
good deal.
I mean, he's never. Don't you think
What do
he's
you
gonna
pay this guy?
This him?
Yeah.
No, we don't talk about that publicly ever.
It's not weekly though, unfortunately. All right. So you interviewed him.
Mm-hmm.
What's your vibe about the whole dude?
I mean, he's a funny criminal.
He is a funny criminal. You know,
he's doing pretty outrageous crimes.
He is. But you know, what do you think of the people that are like, this dude, he's got some things that he knows. I'm going to base my life on what this guy, the Hustler University, I'm going to buy that, and this is the guy I'm going to follow moving forward. What do you think about those people?
Well, yeah, I mean, they're not going to be pimps, so it's obviously
they're
not going to work.
Imagine
he knows how to be a pimp. That's what he knows.
Yeah, I think we've agreed on that. Tristan especially is really good at
Carnivore community law.
Let me take a look.
Sorry we had to meet so late. Anyway, you got the stuff? Bring it here.
But aren't you, like, really lactose intolerant?
My grandpappy was the statewide milk mogul. He drained an entire cow. I need to honor that legacy. It's time for the big chug.
Dude, you don't look too good.
All right. Thank you for that chamomile cam. Appreciate the donation.
At it. But yeah.
I love that he goes, when he's going to get arrested, I hope all criminals start doing this. Like, they start going off on the Jews. So then when the cops kick in the door, they're like, see? It's the Matrix. I was saying all that Jews online, and here come the cops.
Yep.
Like, wow, that's a pretty good...
fucking... Yeah. I don't know. Mordechai Schlimmerstein was out there. Was not taking that bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
It's always Jews, yeah.
So you did this interview many moons ago, huh?
Yeah.
And at the time, what did you feel? Did you know that this guy was going to become such a big deal? Or are you like, this is just some weird webcam?
Also, when you say many moons ago, when did you actually interview him? What was the year?
God, it was like, let's see. It would have been 230 episodes ago. So 4 years?
4 years?
No. Yeah, it was right at the beginning of COVID.
Okay.
It was right in 2020.
Oh, that's not...
Right when COVID started.
He was a big deal back then, though, already, right?
Yeah. No, not already. He was like kind of a thing, but I think it was during COVID. A lot of weird stuff happened.
Yeah, it was before, like, this is where he broadcast out of. So it was before his whole...
Ellen Wiltsius donated $2. Let me see.
Okay, so Steven moved back home with our parents, and he refuses to get a job because he's afraid of COVID, so I'm going to see if I can bribe him with money.
If carnivore dieters refuse to go vegan, can they at the very least act like lions and sniff each other's bums lol?
Yeah, they have to lick their own balls too. Thanks for that donation, Riley.
What? Hey, want to make a quick $100?
Do you want to get the camera a little further back?
Well, I know you've been looking to make money, so I figured I'd offer you $100. To drink, you just have to drink milk. Conquer.
That really adds up.
Okay, that wasn't good.
Whole Rumble studio.
All these guys, they're just like slightly improved. The fuck's the name of that? The Here in My Garage guy. What was the name of that?
Ty Lopez? Does that sound right, or did I just name a Nick at Night Mexican?
Or black guy.
Ty Lopez? Who's the... Here in My Garage.
Look at my books. Okay, we gotta go watch it now. You don't know what we're talking about?
Oh, here's my books?
Yeah, here in my garage. Look at all my books. I read one book a day.
I invest in books. I don't care about this.
This guy.
Oh, yeah, I remember this shithead.
My garage just bought this new Lamborghini here.
It's a Gallardo, by the way. The baby. Oh wait, no, is that a Murcielago?
A lot more than materialistic
Fuck, I can't tell.
Knowledge. In fact, I'm a lot more proud of these 7 new bookshelves that I had to get.
What?
Did they have Kindles back then, or no? Or
Jaquavius donated $2. The stream where you reacted to the Rotan gene therapy documentary was deleted. What did you think of it?
Everyone keeps asking me why I gave up on 7 years.
I don't think it was deleted. Wasn't it just blocked? I'm gonna get it for sure. It's not that expensive, and it seems to actually work. It alters your myostatin gene, so you grow more muscle. Brian Johnson got it, and he said he grew an extra 7% more muscle mass on his body over the next 6 months, so I'm definitely going to get it.
Years of vegetarianism and began eating meat again. But since it's a complicated topic, I would much rather talk about something less personal, like my receding hairline. Though I'm a dirty dose of meat for my entire adult life, other than some occasional booty. I wish. I just wanted to know, you know? And even though I was once a tree-hugging, cow-kissing environmental bro, now that I'm older, I understand occasional recreational beef eating isn't gonna cause the collapse of Western civilization. So last month, while out with some homies, I pulled up my britches and decided to do the deed properly with some say. It was kinda mid. Beef is...
Why are you sending me this?
I'm no longer vegan. So I went vegan about 4 years ago. Around the same time I started this page, and a lot of my life has changed over those 4 years. I found myself craving fish and eggs, and I decided to honour these nutritional needs and incorporate them into my diet. I think it's important to find what works best for you, and this is what works best for me.
So I'm no longer not eating dogs, cats, and humans, but especially cats. I was against killing all three for a cheeseburger for the last couple years, but a lot has changed since I started not eating all three, and
yeah.
Look at that. Animal-based pasta with 0 grains. Let me show you how to make it. Spaghetti squash. So I cooked the spaghetti squash for maybe an hour at 400 degrees, give or take. Then you just take a fork and look at that. It's like animal-based spaghetti right there.
Hey guys.
That's not animal-based spaghetti. That's just squash. Like, what?
So I'm super excited.
So Paul has to cope so hard now that he quit the carnivore diet, that he's claiming plant foods are carnivore now?
I'm excited to show you an animal-based pepper. So what you do is you take a pepper like this, and then you hold it like this, and then boom, you have an animal-based pepper. Super good and definitely from an animal.
What a retard. Thanks for that donation, Jaquavius. Ink my ass 22 $. Hey VG, some Q questions for you. One, if you steal animals from a farm, will they breed more animals than they would otherwise to replace them? Not sure. Probably not. 2, if you buy vegan McDonald's, even if it results in net decreased of animals harmed, does it still contribute to factory farming? No, it wouldn't contribute to factory farming. Thanks for the donation, dude.
Why did you twerk on stream for 1 hour and 15 minutes that one time?
Because I was paid to. Thanks for the donation, Riley.
Man. I don't know, was that a Murcielago?
It's like the billionaire Warren Buffett says.
I don't think it
The more
is.
you learn,
He's got a book
the
about
more you
books.
earn.
Holy
Now,
shit.
maybe
Wow.
you've seen my TEDx talk where I talk about how I read a book a day.
A book a day.
He's lying. He doesn't.
It's again about the
We don't need
knowledge.
all this,
In fact,
right? We're good.
The real
That's the lesson with Andrew Tate is whatever you're doing, you just got to have a bunch of hot whores around you, and then people will pick it up. Like, that's the difference between Tate and all these guys lying about books. and
Yeah, but isn't that
shit.
like literally just rediscovering marketing? Like, oh, you want to sell a thing, put a hot girl in it, and it's like, oh, shit, now people want to be this thing or have this thing or do this thing, right?
Yeah, but we didn't have hot girls for so long that we forgot. Like, we're
Where did all the hot girls
rediscovering-
go? Did we not have them?
Feminists got rid of them.
Who's better at Street Fighter, you or ASP?
I don't know, dude. The way he kind of complains and copes on stream, I might be able to give him a run for his money. Thanks for the donation, though. Forgot my namification.
Wow.
Andrew Tate, like,
why would they do that?
We forgot how to make good concrete, you know? Now Andrew Tate showed us, like, you got to have hot whores everywhere. Like, oh, shit.
Did we
It
forget?
was that easy.
I don't think we forgot how to make concrete.
No, we did. They rediscovered it again. Way back. I don't know why. Way back, the Romans had self-healing concrete because they would put lye in, and we said that's lie's and impurity. Get it out of there. And we just rediscovered that the reason their concrete heals itself is because they were putting.
What does it mean when we say heals itself?
Like if it cracks,
if you
will
tell it.
dissolve what's in there and it will reform.
And the lye does that.
The lye does that. So their concrete lasts forever, and ours doesn't last for shit. Well, that's why.
That's why we had the Champlain Towers collapse.
Yeah.
So Champagne Towers?
The Champlain Towers.
Champlain Towers?
Yeah, collapsed. Because...
Where's that at?
Surfside.
Oh, the ones up here.
Yeah.
Buildings fall down in Florida sometimes.
Oh, they do?
Yeah.
It's actually
I was
incredibly
kind of
rare.
wondering about that.
It's pretty rare.
Yeah, I think it's only happened once so far, so...
How big was the building?
It was pretty big.
I think like 90 people died, but...
I think it was more than that. I think.
They were probably bad.
Because they lived in Florida? True.
Yeah.
Probably,
Yeah.
actually, yeah.
Oh, they're Jewish is what you're really thinking. Just say what you're really thinking.
What an asset! You
yeah.
could say whatever you want because you're Jewish. You could.
Isn't that like the bee's knees? You wish, huh? You know what else? Even if you convert, we're not going to count you.
I know. It's not the same thing.
They're going to be like, I don't give a shit. He converted. No.
I need a third wheel. I need to find a local, comedian and bring him in.
What? Just for the Jew jokes? This is like the Seinfeld episode where his dentist converted to Judaism. It's like, I'm offended.
Jokes.
I'm offended, not because of this, but because of the jokes. They're not good, or whatever the. said. Anyways, doesn't matter.
Just bring in a Muslim. Those guys can be anti-Semitic and nobody says shit about it.
That is true.
That Bassem Youssef guy or whatever, you need to do that, dude.
But they're not that funny.
Arab
Usually.
Robin Williams. They can be funny. You just probably don't find it funny for reasons.
Yeah.
Because you're personally offended.
A little bit. They mean it when they say it.
That makes it even funnier.
I say it kind of as a casual, like, oh, you know, us guys, you know.
Yeah.
But it's all bullshit, you know.
What's bullshit?
All the Jewish collusion and shit like that.
Really?
We do this thing where we say, roll Dan clip X.
Yeah.
You can go ahead and do it.
Yeah.
But I'll say, I'm a Jewish guy.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever I'm going to try and do some sort of business deal or purchase something or anything else like that, I'm not like, oh boy, I'm buying this from Rabbi Goldberg, I'm going to get a steal a deal. I'm thinking to myself, oh my God, this guy is going to nickel and dime me for every penny that I have. It's not like I'm getting the insider Jew discount on this deal.
Yeah, but you have more experience. Because you got like Jewish parents. Like it's like dealing with a used car salesman. Like he's gone through so many car deals, and I've only gone through 5.
Okay.
So he's got more experience.
So Jews have like innate car salesman ability.
More experience with each other. Like I only have experience with like my non-Jewish parents.
Experience with the Jewish guy I'm buying something from.
Because you grew up with them.
I don't know I didn't grow up here. I don't know anyone here.
Yeah, but you grew up with parents that you probably Jewed really hard as they were Jewing you. Probably really
We're doing each other. Like,
probably.
you want
get another
do you want
dessert,
you want
you
a juice box? All right.
Yeah.
Well, you want a juice box? How many pages of homework are you going to do? Well,
Exactly.
2. I got you. I would have done it for 3, motherfucker. You know.
But then you would counter Jew them and you'd say 2 pages and it's actually like a fucking micro book and it's like boom, boom.
But
and
that
then
would
you're
be
there to
more if
go.
it's a micro book, because then you would be doing it really small. You
I'm
didn't
implying
think.
there's less text on each page
He knows
because
nothing
it's smaller.
about out-Jewing a Jew.
What are you talking? Why would there be more on a smaller page? What does that even mean?
I would be debated immediately. You know, you can't. If the page is smaller, that means the text has to proportionally get smaller with the page.
Why can't it just be a smaller page with more pages in the book?
Because that doesn't make sense.
How does that not make sense?
You have to account for what the Jewish parent would say in conflict to you.
Yeah, but that's why you're out-Jewing them. That's the whole point.
No, but you can't. You
can't out-Jew your parents?
No, you can't.
Wait, were both your parents Jewish?
Yes, but
and all of their ancestors were Jewish?
Well, I mean, I can only go back so far as I know.
Yeah, but hold on. Was your mom and dad both Jewish on both sides? Because if not, you're more Jew than they are because both your parents were Jewish. So if your dad had a Goyim mom.
There's so much here that's wrong. I don't know where to start. But that said, okay.
You just out-argued the...
I know, see?
Wow.
He doesn't out-argue.
I've never seen it done.
He confuses and throws a lot of bullshit statistics. I can show you a lot of things where he does this. Like, specifically, you know, when he's talking about, like, January 6th and, other.
Alan Donny Tillers, you should play some classic Doom. They have new levels. It's free to download on PS5. Well, I already have the Doom 1-2 enhanced edition because I already had Doom 1 and 2 on Steam. So, yeah, why the fuck would I play this game on PS5? I have a PC. It's stupid. But I already have, where is it? Yeah, Doom 1-2. That's the enhanced edition. Yeah, I already got that. Yeah, but playing a fucking shooter, even a old school shooter on fucking PS5 is stupid. Just play it on PC. Thanks for the donation though, Alan. I'll probably play it.
Serious
soon.
events. He tries to act. He throws a lot of data at you, but at the end of the day, we know that the police officers let them in. So, yeah.
At the end of the day, oh shit, I forgot. We're on YouTube. I don't even know what I'm allowed to say anymore.
You can say whatever you want. We're talking about some stuff earlier.
At the end of the day, you know,
it's easy for him to say as a Jew. We can say whatever we want. Really? Can I say 5 million?
I don't care.
Yeah,
yes,
there you go.
Can.
Yeah.
You can say.
Yeah, there you go.
You can say like 60.
Yeah. Okay.
You know,
but 60 is obviously a joke,
and they're like really vocal. 4 million. No, I mean I don't give a shit. I wasn't there.
Yeah, because they weren't one of the 5 million.
True. Mine made it out. The sneakiest. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Mazel tov. Excuse me.
L'chaim. All right. What do we have? Okay, we have this. So you interviewed this guy. So you're kind of part of the problem.
How did you reach out to him? What was the process?
He reached
like
out to me. That's why
he just emailed you.
He was like, "Hey, he Googled chauvinist and he showed up."
Yeah, and he's like, "Let me come on. I think it'd be great." It's like, "Yeah, sure." It's a great story. I love criminals. I love interviewing them.
Did you ever try reaching out to him when he blew up and be like, "Hey"?
I did. I got no response.
Bet you'd get a response now. You guys still doing interviews?
Come on back.
Yeah.
You think that would go
Tell
over
us
well?
how the 15-year-old screwed you over.
How do you feel about the fact that he very confidently goes out there and says this now, like, "Hey, like, you know, it's legal here," or whatever it is, like, "Hey, I'm fucking 15-year-olds
Well,
or
he
16
used to say, I don't know if he does anymore.
Okay, but he did. But
yeah.
there's clips, verifiable clips of him being like, "Oh yeah, I'm f***ing like a."
This move fucker making brick lettuce.
Has turned her brickyard into a thriving vegetable garden. Who would have imagined that radishes could grow this big, right between those tiny gaps in the bricks? With this ingenious setup, the problem of weeds is almost completely eliminated. The bricks act like natural mulch, helping to conserve water and, in some cases, even breaking down over time to add nutrients to the soil. The variety of vegetables she has managed to grow in this unconventional garden will truly amaze you. She's even been able to grow watermelons. While they might not be as large as the ones we typically find at the market, there's a unique joy and satisfaction in eating food you've grown yourself. This unique garden isn't without its drawbacks. Plant roots can sometimes damage the masonry, but for her, the benefits far outweigh the downsides. No soil erosion, fewer weeds, excellent water retention, and a solid yard that remains intact even in winter.
That's pretty crazy. Didn't know you could do that. Thanks for the donation, Chamomile Cam.
16-year-old or 15-year-old, like him saying it, and people on the far right are like, "Oh yeah, well these Democrats are just, you know, boys will be boys," and it's like, well, you know, this is a little. I feel like if you had Hunter Biden saying half the shit that Mr. Tate here has said, it would be kind of wild. But
the team shit's really annoying, isn't it? The doctor disrespect thing too. I was like,
that's sad. You know what? And I'm going to be honest. I'm going to think so much less of Republicans if they take in the doc. If they take him in,
they take him back.
If they're like,
that's the line for you. The doc?
No,
not Andrew Tate, the sex trafficker. Not.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'm just saying. Sorry.
Also, Eastern European women age a lot faster, so 15 to them is about 18 in Western.
I'm just saying it's going to be. It's sad because it's so not because of the act itself, because what the doc did is probably nowhere near as bad as what Tate has done.
Well, we don't know that. Careful.
It's sad because it's so obviously a grift from the doc to try and be like, "Oh, I hate these liberals trying to cancel everyone." It's like, all right, settle down there. You were just jerking off to trans porn, okay? Relax, buddy. Okay, we got the logs of it here. So I don't know.
As soon as you get clout in there, it messes everything up. Like, kind of obviously.
That's what happened with OJ.
You know, I was thinking we should change our theme song for the start of you know the song OJ by
that song. Yeah.
Yeah. The Story of OJ. I thought that'd be.
I didn't know. Is that a song?
It is a song.
Oh.
Yeah. You can Google it. That can be the start of our.
I'm good.
Our show.
Well, you get hunted for clout. I mean, all the time. Isn't that kind of your whole? I got to imagine that's like your whole
Hunted by
fucking
who?
life at this point. Just people desperate for recognition, exposure.
Not really that much, actually. I don't know why.
Really?
I don't know if it's because of the area that I inhabit or the level that I'm at, but like there will be like occasionally, but way less than you would expect. But it also, I think it might be because I am so on my own. I'm like on an island. I'm not really connected at all to anything or anyone.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so there's usually more reward.
You're
for
not obligated to like maintain any kind of network like a lot of these guys are.
So
That's
usually
true.
attacking me is like better for your clout than trying to befriend me because that'll get you hated by everybody. So
there's not a lot of friends in the universe. That's why it's so.
That's my favorite thing about you. Like when you did the Trump assassination jokes, I was like, hell yeah, man. That's awesome.
They didn't like that one.
They really got pissed at that one. I was like, oh, you pussies. When Ruth Bader Ginsburg died, I was like, yeah, Ruth Bader Ginsburg. You bitch.
You know, the worst part.
That's the best part about politics.
I had people.
When it collides with all the violence that they're constantly committing, when they get a tiny bit of it in return, and you can go, yes, you.
I feel like every single person that lost their shit
statements.
over his statements was someone, if you look back, they're like, Oh,
Totally.
Paul Pelosi's gay lover. Guess
Hit
it
with
went
a
a little
hammer.
frisky.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, okay, all right. Well, I mean,
He didn't even do anything.
Yeah. It's like, oh,
So
he's
stupid.
It's, it's all team shit. That's why we're right here, you know, saying that everyone's retarded.
Yeah.
Basically. So, what's your particular views on trans inclusion inside of sports?
Wow.
Trans inclusion inside of sports?
Yeah, how do you feel about that?
Well,
Careful, because you're fucked either way you answer on this question.
Well, no trans person has ever called me, a rapist. So women have been anti-me.
Is this a Norm Macdonald answer?
That's a Cassius Clay answer.
Okay.
Women have been anti-me forever, so they're on their own with trans in sports. Like, you guys made your bed. You guys forced your way in there. I love how much guys really give a shit about women's sports, though. That whole female boxer thing was hilarious.
A lot of guys were really. I bet conservatives were the highest tuned in audience for a lot of these events.
Yeah.
Where they're like, you better not win. I swear to God, I'm ready to fire off.
It's
these
like when The
buckets."
Simpsons. Remember they had that? They made a concert hall, and then the whole town showed up.
Riley Donatillers, were you aware that Vegan Foot Soldier took down his whole channel? No, I was not aware. Don't know why he would do that. I know he was living in Spain for a while, and I think he wasn't he living in Germany, then he moved to Spain? I don't know if it had something to do with the job he had. So I have no idea. Thanks for the donation though, Riley.
For the first part of the 1812 overtures, I'm like dun 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 dun, and they're like, all right, see ya. That was great. They just played the best part. We're done with this. That's what conservatives with every female sport. They're into it for a week and a half, then they mock it, and they spend the rest of their time talking about how
Nobody really cares about any female sports except for maybe none of them. I was gonna say volleyball, but that's for the wrong reasons, even if they do.
Yeah.
You know what, they know what they're doing on YouTube too. There's volleyball highlights on YouTube, and it's always very specific thumbnails that are coming up there. It's not and I wonder how you feel if you are a professional volleyball player and this is how you're are you happy that you're getting 1 million views on your clip, or are you
I think a lot of it is it's a way for everyone to express their outrage at the natural conclusion of feminism, which is okay, we're getting guys playing women's sports. You start with
Ink to my ass, Donatillers, if selective breeding by humans has caused animal lives to be complete suffering from genetic deformities, and they would continue mating at lower levels unless we stopped, is it more ethical to sterilize them, allow them to reproduce, or free them? I'm assuming you're talking about animals in captivity, so we don't selectively breed wild animals. So you mean I don't know, chickens with the amount of eggs they lay? Sterilizing them would probably be the ethical thing, especially if some of them end up developing reproductive problems. I know with chickens, you can, I think you can give them a surgery that stops them from laying eggs. So, at least if they're actually exhibiting problems, sterilizing them would probably be the ethical thing. You'd have a very hard case to make for allowing animals to breed, animals in captivity. But thanks for the donation, Ink my ass. If they're domesticated, there's no way you could reintroduce them to the wild.
Well, or even maybe even further back, maybe all the way back to basic, just
Can I join your Discord? I have a public Discord. I don't know if you... I don't know if you want to debate me or talk right now, but that's the public Discord.
the legal enforcement of equality vis-a-vis civil rights is, okay, all races are equal. Okay, all gender is equal. Women can do all the sciences. Women can do everything that men can do, and you can't say shit about it. Okay, well then men can play women's sports. Like, how about that? And now that's something that everyone can say, like, aha!
Yeah.
I told you all that shit for the last 70 years is bullshit, and now you see why. We've got a woman boxer or a male boxer beating the hell out of women, except it wasn't really a man. That's the only problem with the...
Once read about a survey, and the vast majority of college students would rather find $5 on the ground than see their school's female team win the national championship in, like, basketball. I mean, what can you get with $5? The fuck? I don't want to... Why is it doing that? I have to dox myself on screen just to see their fucking menu? Oh my god. Yeah, $5 almost pays for a burrito at Chipotle. It's like $7 to $8, so... Yeah, would I rather have a burrito or like a free burrito or have my school's girls team win the nationals at basketball? I think I'd probably take the burrito.
Well, what is a
outrage?
Woman?
Yeah, you need a chemistry set now.
I want to
know
debate
who
you
can make
about
fun
diet.
of.
Okay, sure. We can do that. The fuck are these people? Who are you?
Yo.
Yeah. Are you the guy who wanted to debate me?
Yeah.
Okay.
So how did you dispute Destiny's? Like, I watched your Destiny debate like a year ago, I think, and you pulled up a paper that was like the people that did the scientific paper, they were like, okay, this is like, you were like talking about like the numbers, okay?
Okay.
And you said that you need to look at the data, but you're not gonna look at the people that were like speaking in the... Sorry, my English is bad.
Are you still there? Hello?
Yeah, sorry. So you did the debate, and you were talking about the scientific paper, and you were like declining the people that did the paper. You were like, no, they...
Yeah, so I think you're talking about the debate I had where I mentioned the Oxford vegetarian cohort. In the abstract,
yeah.
They were talking about differences between all groups combined. What I was talking about was differences between the referent group, which was the standard meat eaters, and the vegan or vegetarian group.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that was the misunderstanding.
Okay. So I want to ask you a question since you're like you've studied this dietary thing for like a while.
Uh-huh.
What is the healthiest if a person wants to still eat meat? I mean, like it's not ethical because I've been watching you since like 2015. Um, so I want to ask you, like, if a person wants to eat meat, for example, they're still a piece of shit. I get it. But what is the healthiest meat option that you could like suggest?
It would either be probably like Atlantic salmon.
Atlantic salmon?
Yeah, it would either be that or bivalves, so like clams or something, or oysters.
And why's that?
If you look at the data from prospective cohorts, fish eaters seem to do better than, so like pescatarians, they do better than standard meat eaters. So just people following the standard American diet or the standard UK diet. There have also been Mediterranean diet trials where they get people to follow a Mediterranean diet, so most of their meat intake would come from fish. And those trials have been pretty successful. And fish just tends to have lower amounts of saturated fat and cholesterol compared to things like red meat. And again, if you look at prospective cohort data, fish seems to be healthier than other cuts of meat, like compared to chicken or beef or anything.
Yeah, because I watched your talk with Destiny, and he was like really like talking about like saturated fat, and I was like just wondering I think like lean meats have like less saturated fat, so like I guess like chicken, so that would be like better than like steak, for example,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, okay. Um, okay.
Yeah, red meat is by far the worst type of meat you can eat.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, because I live like in Eastern Europe, so it's like when you go to the store, it's like a lot of processed shit. So like I do want to go like vegan actually, but I still live with my like family, so it's I guess I could like decline their meals or something, but um
Well, I mean, if they're making things like potatoes and veggies, you can eat that and then just cook tofu or something instead.
yeah, 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 that's what I've been doing. Like I try to buy like tofu, but I don't know how to make it. Like it's how do
Yeah,
you like
I would check out Young Man Cooking, and it's young like a Chinese young, like Yeung, something like that.
is he on YouTube?
Yeah, he makes a lot of tofu recipes. There's
Uh-huh.
also the Burger Dude. He's a good channel, especially if you want to make like some comfort food out of tofu. So if you want to make like burgers or fried chicken or something from tofu. There's also Sauce Stash. He's pretty good. He's got some good tofu recipes. I think just recently he actually made a sausage recipe using tofu.
All right. Okay, I want to ask you though, like what are you doing right now, like fitness wise? Like, are you like trying to reach like a goal? I saw you like you were benching. I saw you bench like 410, I think,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, yeah. So are you like cutting right now, or are
Yeah.
you still trying to?
Yeah, I'm
You're cutting
dieting
right
right
now.
now.
Okay. Uh, how much do you weigh right now?
I'm 250.
And you're like 6'3", right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, like I don't get like the people that are like, "Oh wow, you're so big, you should be able to bench that." No, like I think that is amazing. Like 410
That's
benching.
very hard.
Yeah, it's really hard. Like I weigh 160 and my highest bench was like 210, I think. But I don't really work out that much. Anyways, but 410 is like Jesus Christ, that's a lot. And I think that should prove to like people that are like, oh no, if you're a vegan, you're not strong and all that. You can't like build muscle and all that. I think that should prove people wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, it's total bullshit.
Yeah. Okay, I want to ask you though, what is your favorite vegan meal?
You mean like for takeout or like dining in at a restaurant or just what I generally make?
No, like in home, like what do you make? Like what's your favorite meal at home?
Oh, um, I really like air frying potatoes. So I'll
Uh-huh.
make like potato wedges or French fries just with an air fryer. And I'll also just either pan fry or air fry tofu and then put, what's it called? Sweet Thai chili sauce on it. It's
We
usually
don't have
it's
that.
usually my go-to. I also just like fruit. So like a big bowl of blueberries, raspberries, cherries, or melon. I really like that.
What's your favorite fruit?
Cherries.
Cherries,
Yeah.
but they're like sour.
No. If you get sweet dark cherries, they're really sweet.
Oh yeah, that's yeah, I know what you're talking about. We have that like we have a different word than that in my country. But they look like cherries. I don't know what it's called in English, but yeah, they're like sweeter than normal cherries. But yeah, they're really good. Um, so wait, I want to clarify this. So when you're a vegan, you need to get B12, right?
Yeah.
Um, and you were talking about that like people that eat meat, they get B12 from the meat because the animals eat like food that is supplemented with B12. That's where they
Yes.
get yeah.
So normally with ruminant animals, they would, they're going to eat grass, and if there's a significant amount of cobalt uh, in the food they're eating, their gut just turns it into B12. A lot of the time, that just doesn't happen. So they're usually just supplemented with B12. It's added to their feed.
Mm-hmm. All right. And what do you think about vitamin D? Like, what is the best source of food that gives you vitamin D? I know that like there's not a good source. You need to supplement it or just like get out to the sun.
Yeah, there's not really any good food sources of vitamin D. Fish would probably be the highest, but you still need to eat a lot of fish in order to get the daily recommended intake. So I just recommend supplementing.
Yeah, yeah. All right. And okay. Well, I'm thinking of a question. What do you think is like the most important vitamin?
Well, I don't know if you could say any one is the most important. Like if you're vegan, you have to make sure you get B12 because that's the only one you can't get through food.
Yeah. What do you think about swearage?
He's an insane, psychopathic whack job.
He is fucking crazy. I don't even know how the fuck people watch him. Like, he has actual supporters. Like,
Yeah.
he's so crazy.
Yeah, and he makes videos on his Telegram talking about how he thinks it's a good thing to rape children. I don't know how the fuck he has supporters anymore.
Wait, actually, he said that?
Yep. If you watch my last Sfarage video, I show the clips. He was literally claiming it's okay to have sex with children, especially if they're your own family members. He thinks it's a good thing for parents to basically rape their kids.
What the fuck? I don't even know how the fuck he has supporters. Because, like, the shit he says, and, like, his entire diet. Like, I remember he, like, a few years ago, he was, like, eating rotten meat, and he's like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm getting high off of that. What the fuck? That is so, like...
They're delusional. There's no helping them.
Jesus Christ, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't really like this entire carnivore movement that they're doing. They're like, oh, we're eating meat and we're getting lean, but like, okay, you're getting lean, but you're not not healthy. You're not healthy, okay? Like, they think that being lean is being healthy.
Yeah, they're
And it's
all gonna get like strokes or diabetes or something's gonna happen to them, and then they're gonna have a rude awakening.
It's like normal people see a person that is like fit and they're like, oh, they're healthy, but like their diet is just fucked up.
Yeah.
They're just like, yeah, I don't get it. They think bodybuilders are healthy. They take like huge amounts of drugs and their diet is so fucked up and they think that's healthy. Like, I don't know, like, it's crazy to me.
Well, they're kind of crazy, delusional people. Just in general, the people who are in the carnivore community.
Yeah. Okay, well, this was I didn't think you would join. This is crazy. I'm talking to vegan gains. Okay. Thank you for joining. I'm gonna leave now.
Okay. No problem, dude.
Yeah.
Take care.
Yeah, okay. Bye-bye.
Did you want to talk about anything, Enk? I don't know if he's just lurking. You there? Are you there? I guess this guy's just lurking. All right.
This is what we saw when we came in here before. You see? Look how shit it is.
Well, I don't know why it doesn't keep auto-adjusting. I feel like I pushed the auto-adjusting. It does this once.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. That's my take on it. I do think there's a validity to it, but it just sounds so dumb when they're spurging out about it that I think that part's
Asperger's
lost.
doesn't exist anymore. So is it okay to use the term spurging out?
Oh, is that where it's from?
I don't believe Asperger's exists. I think it's a no longer recognized DSM condition.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
There used to be Asperger's, but I think it was just like it was either a less serious or more serious form of autism.
Do you think we should throw out the imperial system, the metric system all the way?
Well, metric is better. No one uses imperial for any kind of actual work. So I like, yeah. If you're ever doing any kind of machining work or construction work, you should just use metric. Thanks for the donation, though, Riley.
It's just all part of the spectrum now.
It's all part of the spectrum.
What part of the spectrum is this?
that's happening.
So this is
my crotch cam.
This is like a high-level autism type of
Okay.
thing here, where anything having to do with sound or audio or video, that is like I can basically ruin his day if I'd be like, "Hey, your audio is a little fucked,"
little
and
off.
boom, he's out fucking checking cables and the interference and everything along those
I
lines.
can't believe it sounds so good with no like I don't know, without eggshells on the wall.
True,
over
I
here.
did make it sound good without any of that dumb shit. That's
Yeah, you got the baffling. That's good.
He just got lucky. This
No.
room has good acoustics.
It was a lot.
You did nothing whatsoever.
I did a lot.
Really?
What'd you
What is
do?
preventing the audio from bouncing off of the wall behind us?
Because the microphone gain and the channel volume and the compressor are all adjusted accordingly, so that all it does is it amplifies noise that's close to the mic without picking up echoes
Oh,
and
so
dumb
every
shit
single
like that.
person who has eggshells on the wall is a retard.
Well,
just say that. Just say it.
I'm not going to say they're retarded. I'm just going to say there are things that you can do to... It's a lot.
Because there's a lot of people you know personally that have eggshells on their wall, and I want them to know that you think they're stupid.
You don't need them usually. Do you have eggshells on your wall?
No, they're not. There's
See?
no,
There
no
you go.
point.
But
Oh,
you
I
have
thought I was
some.
gonna
You
have
have
to
some
confront him
really
here.
good friends.
Who?
I don't want to call out names because it's gonna
Name
be a
why?
lot. It's gonna be a lot.
Because you're a pussy.
It's gonna be. It's gonna
They
be a
know
lot.
if they
funnier.
have eggshells on their
He's a
wall.
pussy.
though,
Dan's a
no?
pussy.
Oh,
But he's
no,
trying
no,
to-
it's
he's trying to
funnier for
project his
me.
pussy.
It's funnier for me because later you're going to have to walk all this back when these people who are like, oh no, Lily, please, I'm so
Does
sorry.
Lily have eggshell things on her
Look,
wall?
look how scared he's getting right now. Does Lily have eggshells on her wall? Oh, well, I mean, in that case, it's, the gain isn't so high, so I can understand because there's someone streaming in the other room. I don't even know. I don't give a shit. I just wanted to see you weak.
Some days when Dan is here, I wish it was 6,000,001.
How would that have affected me? What do you think of H3H3? We're big fans of him here. You like him?
Are you?
Yeah.
I don't really know him that well. Like
We don't know him at all. We've never talked to him.
I talk to Ethan all the time. We're close personal friends.
He has no idea who he is. He doesn't even know about us at all, even though we're such huge fans of Ethan.
I don't see him that much, but he seems to be like a more goo every time I see him. Like he's like more slouched or more.
Oh, actually,
disheveled.
he's looking good now.
Oh, he is.
Hold on. Bring it up. Bring it up.
Let's see.
Time to look at that guy.
We don't have to keep this in there.
Look at that guy.
Oh.
Yeah.
Are you on the OZ?
Bring him. Look at him.
I asked him out on the way here.
I respect the fuck out of you.
Thanks, bro.
So much more.
But the thing is he always like that?
Well, he's got
dancing around.
He's got Tourette's.
What's happening with his leg?
He also does.
Wow.
Combat.
Hey, if you're enjoying this show, this preview only went an hour long. You can get the whole length. You can get Destiny Deep if you join the Patreon, the whole 4-hour thing. You're going to get some advice on what to do if you're in programming and you watch too much House. Check it out at patreon.com/anything else.
Yeah. Do you think there's no shot we could get Ethan on for election night?
Absolutely not.
Maybe?
No. 0% chance.
Why not?
Because he's petrified of his community response to me.
No, he's not. He is strong and he can deal with it. And it would be fun to have him on for our election night coverage.
Okay, reach out to him.
His leg is a tattoo of his kid's drawing. Oh, well, that makes more sense.
That sounds like that chatter totally just made that up and you believed it.
He could have. You know what? That doesn't matter. Either way, he's a good dude that's been dragged through the coals.
Yeah.
You know who Brad Tate is?
I can't tell if you guys are being sarcastic or not.
No,
when
we
you're
like
talking.
him.
Oh, you like him? Okay.
Yeah.
I like him. He's being sarcastic, I think.
I'm not.
You like him too.
Name two things you like about him.
Jewish? Same age as me.
Got him. See?
Again, can't tell if you're being sarcastic or not.
Yeah.
I like Ethan because I think, one, I have any respect, as you should as well, for anybody that's made it in internet content for more than 5 years. You immediately have some kind of respect. It's hard. It's hard to make it a long time. And two,
Adding on to Riley's comment that metric greater than imperial, do you also agree ISO 8601 date format, EMMDD, makes more sense digitally and organizationally, same with 24-hour time, and yearly quarters format, Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4, instead of region-specific seasons?
Yeah, year, month, day makes a lot more sense. It fucking annoys me when people go year, day, month. That's fucking retarded. 24-hour time format makes more sense. And, yeah, the quarters format makes more sense than region-specific seasons. Thanks for the donation, Gabbit.
I think that Ethan was one of the few people, you know who iDubbbz is, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I think Ethan is one of the few people that managed to make the jump over being like doing very, very, very edgy content to doing content that's not like quite as edgy and is a little bit more safer today, but he doesn't come off as like super. I do too. Like I think iDubbbz messed up and that he kind of like reformed his content. It was nicer, but it came off as like very soy.
Oh, when he tried to sandbag Sam Hyde, yeah, that came off pretty bad.
Yeah, not just that, but I mean that was kind of part of it. But yeah.
Yeah.
Does he get any views at all anymore?
iDubbbz?
Yeah.
Look him up? I don't think so.
Okay, what do you think? We doing more guessing here? Let's go to his
33.
YouTube. How many views do you think is? Thought it could be there, and that's the thought that counts. We thought his shit could be.
He deserves more shit for bringing that Isolette boxing out for a while. How do you feel about that?
Which thing?
The Isolette boxing stuff.
Yeah, but you said he deserves more shit.
More shit for making that famous for like a year and a half.
You're using more shit in a positive way.
Negative way. I don't like
negative way.
No, I hate that celebrity boxing stuff.
Why?
You don't want to box.
No.
And
I
they're
don't
trying to
wanna
call
box.
you up to
Yeah.
box. Oh,
You
they
sound
want you
like-
and your homie to go at it, huh? You know what it'd have to be?
You know
have
what,
to
I
be.
would do that.
You would?
I would probably lose or break something.
Against Vito?
Against Maddox.
Oh, the other homie.
No, it would have to be you and Vito tag team against Maddox
tag
and someone.
team?
Yeah, you and Vito.
He's sad. It was funny when he had cancer, and you thought he was gonna.
This was back when. So DSP used to record. You remember when he used to record his TV by pointing a camera at the TV?
I do remember that. Yeah.
So he has a full review. I'm pretty sure if you search for it, he has a full review where he reviews a Final Fantasy game. But I think his fire alarm is going off in the background. And he's like, "Sorry guys, it's kind of annoying." No, scroll down.
Not this one.
I don't think so. It's try DSP alarm review. Oh God, am I making this up?
Lightning Returns, Final Fantasy
There.
13.
You hear it.
You might be saying, what the fuck? Really? A lot of people are saying that right now. They're like, really?
He's just powering
He's
through
just
it.
going through it, dude.
This game is a third installment
Bro.
in the Final Fantasy 13 series. That's right.
He's a warrior.
And,
Okay, thank you. We found it. You can
know,
close it.
it's fun.
my
That was a lot of
God.
effort
That's
for
my
that.
contribution for the next 15 minutes.
That's
Go,
so
like, scroll on.
retarded.
Do you think
Anything?
people are gonna get skinnier now that Ozempic's out?
Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
You think so?
Up.
Yeah.
You don't think they can eat their way through it?
No,
Power
it makes
through
you
it?
not want to eat.
It's kind of hard to get over.
That's like the solution, the final solution to the.
I don't know, man. See, I'm hopeful, but
You don't understand. Maybe,
I would never do that.
Why are you making this?
All right. Think I'm gonna head to bed now. It's late. And such tired and need to get up tomorrow and whatnot. So hopefully I can go back to sleep soon and not have the insomnia issue that I have. But I will be back on later today. I don't have to train, so it's not going to be a late stream. Probably just going to stream in the afternoon, around 2 to 4-ish. But hope you all had fun. Big thanks to everybody who donated in Streamlabs. Really appreciate it. And sweet dreams.